But they'll charge the $20.
Yeah, it'll charge you anyway if you answer.
Cleveland.
That's weird.
The show you're about to hear is real.
And
the people's names have not been changed as they need no
if you're
protection.
on the no-call list,
This is Mahogany and Fur.
Show is unoriginal, and Mahogany and Fur own your ass.
Tweet to @Mahogany and Fur. Skype Mahogany and Fur. Or call the studio at 216-816-6594.
I'm so glad that guy called in the show. What a dick he is. And everybody got to hear that live. That's awesome. That just shows what kind of...
I've been getting a phone call.
Shit gets real in 5, 4,
Where the fuck is
3,
Are they leaving a message?
2.
No. So every 4 days,
Mahogany and Fur, brought to you by Flashlight. Fucking a flashlight. Go to our website and check it out. You can see the beautiful Jenna Jameson flashlight model. I said flashlight. The thing with the Jenna Jameson model, though, Jenna Jameson's face, I guess you don't need to worry about their face when you're fucking a flashlight. But her face is just horrible right now. Have you seen her recently?
Check. There we go. Yeah, that's a trend in the past decade or so. People going overboard.
She looks like a monster.
She does.
I saw her face. I was like, is that the same woman?
Yeah.
That started her own porn company and made millions of dollars?
Unfortunately, our
And it
associates are
is.
unavailable at this time. Please give us your name, phone number, and best number to reach you. We'll make sure to contact you immediately.
We need a new mixer.
I think the thing is, the technology for plastic surgery is not there yet. It's still like a necessity. It's something
not
you
there for
get.
her.
It's not there for most people, man. Most people look weird. You can't fight aging.
Remember
you can't fight aging.
You guys have been calling
You're going to end up looking like Sylvester Stallone.
You can't fight HIV.
Or Jenna Jameson.
Some debt.
Or Bruce Jenner. He looks
Colin
crazy
Powell.
now.
I don't know why I said
Wanna give me a call tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's 216
Damn motherfucking
6594.
crazy ass.
Give it like 15 years.
Plastic surgery.
Then you just
Every
your
time
entire,
you call
have a
and
face
I talk
off.
to you, and I tell you
John Travolta.
that there's no such thing as a case.
But until
and you can't
then,
do
you
anything
know,
like that against
stop.
me. You go, sir, you're a debtor.
Mahogany and
You're
Fur,
in
it
trouble.
is a day.
And I go, oh, really?
What
And
day
you
is
hang
this?
up like a little
Thursday,
pussy.
obviously.
So why don't you come back and we can record this
today's
conversation? We can play it on the air.
18.
Because we're on a radio show right now. We can talk about it. And you can tell
Our
everybody on
years,
Radioland how much of a piece of shit I am.
our Lord's year, 2014.
Even though I've never heard of this bank this so-called bank that I owe so-called money to.
It's the Bank of India.
No, I'm
The Bank of
listening to
India.
my seminar.
I am the Bank of India.
Yeah, look at her.
Money.
Tamika comes in the studio today. Look.
So y'all can suck
She
my
comes in the
fucking
studio. She's doing this the past month.
How about that?
Or more. She comes in the studio, loads
about
up her
that?
little online school
How about
seminar,
that?
and does that the entire show, and then fucking
It is
ignores
not
the show.
entire
She ignores.
It is only to 9 o'clock.
I would say it's about.
Are you?
That's fine.
Hi,
I
Erica.
think that at 9 o'clock.
Hey,
we
buddy.
should
Hi,
phone call,
Erica.
though.
Hey, Tamika.
Everybody out there in Radio Land, say hi to Tamika.
We're having a discussion about him a little bit earlier. We were talking
Nobody's
about him
sounding
just a little bit earlier. And it's started-
Hey, everybody.
Show,
Mahogany and Fur. I feel like it started off on a slow point there. All right, hey, everybody. Mahogany and Fur started now.
I think I'm concerned about your followers.
Does he?
So what's been going on, everybody? You guys have anything exciting to talk about? Anything new
9 minutes.
over the
I
last
think we're going to call.
week or so that we haven't been on the air?
We're going to
That
call.
you'd like to talk about? Tamika, Mark,
little discussion
Erica.
with
She hasn't been on the air in like a while.
How
No.
about that?
You have
can
nothing to say.
I'm jealous of his followers that he used.
Nothing's
I'm asking,
new.
Do you think you would have those followers?
Nothing is new or exciting
if
in
you
your
weren't
life.
using Rover's name.
No.
Here's
Nothing.
what you do. Here's the game plan. Okay. Don't come at him
No.
like cursing and all that shit.
At least nothing
she
she
feels
feels
comfortable
not.
sharing over the air.
Nothing you feel
Listen,
comfortable
this is-
sharing over the
say
air
who
is
you
new
are.
in your life.
Be like, listen,
That's right,
I want to have a little conversation with you if you don't mind.
Okay.
I've
Put the ball in
I've
his
hit the
court.
gym hard. Don't get
In the
hostile.
past 2 weeks.
What up,
Okay.
Jim, bro?
Just be cool, bitch.
Would you like to talk?
You're joking now.
Maybe
But
no,
give it
this
like
is your.
3
You want to be
months.
good
What I'm not doing
talk?
is
You
ignoring
wanna
stuff
be
for
bad cop
ribs.
again?
Listen, man, this is
Give it
this
$3
is
bucks,
your
but I'm
war. You're the
paying
general.
for a gym
I'm your
membership and
second
not
in charge,
going anymore.
okay?
It's our war.
I'm just
It's
kidding.
our war.
And the fact that you say
I'll
that now
follow
makes me want to go
I'll
even
follow
more.
you
I know,
to
right?
Carl,
I'll go
but this
twice
is
a
your
day.
war.
So
keep
I'll
talking.
go twice as hard.
Keep talking shit.
Dude, I'll go to the gym, but not yours because it's way far out of my way. But I'm gonna.
I didn't invite you to go to
Why
my
is it
gym.
so heavy?
I said I would go to your gym.
I don't want you.
I didn't say
I didn't want you to.
invited
I didn't
me.
want you to join a gym
Because you
either way. You do what you want to do.
Can I ask
I
you a
want to
question?
join a
You can
gym.
just
What
see
was this-
Carl like
when you
smoking on a
bought this,
treadmill
what was it
in the
called?
back
Totally,
somewhere.
yeah.
Drinking a shot of Jameson.
He does like 10 minutes. He's like, all right,
So
good.
someone
Are
Good,
you ready?
good for a
You
month
ready?
now.
Excuse me, I walk every day.
with the triangle.
I
balls
walk
and
the mall every day like an old man.
Was it like seriously? Was it like
I'm not
packages of
joking.
dildo?
I walk around the mall every morning. I get to work a
Andy,
little early, and I walk.
If you were
around.
hang on, if you were in a sex shop
I just walk my little
and
buns
you had your
off.
pick of dildos,
And it's paying
Would
off
you buy
because
this?
all the hot babes at work
the
say,
choke.
"Man, you
She
are
would buy the
hottie,
huge
Carl. You
one
are
that
so
was
hot."
Yeah,
like-
I
And
get the black
Look at my
fist.
glutes.
Yeah, black
You
fist.
know, go big or go home.
Tamika, what's
So-
been up with you?
So could you imagine ever walking to a sex shop and being
nothing,
like,
the
you know
same
what?
I feel like that's
Tamika,
the beginners.
I
I've
need
seen some stuff on
something
Facebook.
to
It's
satisfy.
been a little while
I need
since you
something to
posted weird
satisfy
stuff on
myself.
Facebook, but
I need something with like
Uh,
where the ball sex is
Tamika,
way
remember-
bigger than the actual penis.
Remember when we had like an entire conversation on air
I think it's
about
one of the
you
ones that
and how
guys use
Facebook is not your
to stick
personal
it to the
diary
wall.
and how like
I have not put anything.
you only
It's
put these
also
little
probably
cryptic
for, like, a
things
beginner.
for
excuse me,
attention.
excuse me. I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to read
It
it.
looks like you stick
But
it
not
Tamika,
post-
do you
you
want
know
to tell
fully-
us what was going on before I pull it up and
No,
read it?
she won't. She won't.
I don't
Let's see if she'll do it.
care.
Let's
I
see if
host
she'll
a
do
lot
it.
of
Let's see if
pure
she'll talk about it. Because, I mean,
Do you really?
it's interesting that you post things like that. So
Like
why
one
don't
of
you
those
tell us
ones.
about it
Can we talk
before
about
I
that
pull
for
it
a
up
second?
Yeah.
instead of making me dig it out of you after I pull it up?
What is that playing right now?
Keep going.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
ignore that.
I can't remember.
You're so full of shit. It's not even funny. Like,
me-
you
Just
know,
pure romance.
damn
remember.
well.
I can't.
Like,
The only
I'm
thing
sure you've heard of a
okay,
Tupperware
today I
party.
did kind of have a
No,
little
I
mini
Was it
meltdown
today?
at work.
I know.
Was it
about-
today?
Yeah, it's
But what are the
Tamika,
inner workings of
What?
that?
I'm telling you, I had a
I
mini
find that-
No,
meltdown at
because
work.
feels like
your
it's like
little
Mary
your little
Kay, but
status
for, like,
update about 2 days ago was
dildos
so
and
Yeah,
dramatic.
and pretty
You
much What
can't.
about
All of a
me
sudden, you
turning
can't
into a
remember.
raging bitch?
You can't remember now.
What about me turning into a raging
healthcare
bitch?
products that are really
Yes.
Is
cool.
that the one you're referring
Yes.
to?
But it's
Yes.
usually I
The
made-
one.
What made you write that in front of your
and I
thousands
get
and
really drunk.
thousands?
They get really drunk.
And
The
thousands.
one,
What am
the
I-
one where
No,
Martin
just
mentioned
as
me in
voice
the comments, so I would
they talk
see
about
yours.
No, because he was like, "Oh, Carl, here we go
So,
again."
do you make money?
It says,
for this?
"Why do I insist?"
I
Oh,
don't,
excuse me,
because
capital
it's,
Y.
you have
Why do
someone
I
who-
insist on
a
being
distributor,
nice?
she comes
Multiple
and she
question
sells
marks.
it.
Maybe
And
if I
she
turn
hosts,
into a
like, I'm
raging
just the host, I
bitch,
have the
edited by the way,
But I do get a
people will see
discount
that
for
I'm
how
not the
much
one to
people
play
spend
with.
Off my order.
I'm just saying.
Wait,
exactly.
so what do you get on it?
So what? What are
I
you
host
talking
the
about?
party and I get a
I
discount
was
on
upset
whatever
at
I
work,
wanna
and
order.
that's what led to
So,
my
you
meltdown.
But this
host
was
a
March
party.
4th.
You invite all these
I know,
So
and
what
it led
happened?
to my
What-
meltdown
And-
today.
But
You all
okay,
get drunk and have a good time.
No,
have
you're-
your girl time.
I feel like
What
I'm
he's
ju-
saying is,
I
And
feel
the
like
only
I'm
thing
just
that
gonna
is
keep saying that. She's gonna keep
Yeah,
responding with that.
March 4th.
What
I
happened
just
on
think
March
it's
4th?
to have them.
I was
enjoy having my
upset
friends over
because
and
I was
get their-
upset.
Somebody
so I
was
was upset.
making somebody
And the
had
girl
upset
herself-
me.
I was upset because
That
someone
I care
had
to not
upset me.
say.
You're
That
a
is
great
actually-
politician.
I'll just say a coworker.
What?
and
What
That's
happened?
your romance.
What?
So she's
Just
someone
what
else's
happened?
She's like,
I
Don't
don't
fucking
like ignored. I do not like being ignored.
Hey,
Okay, how about
don't
that?
beat around the bush.
I'm not
Tell
being
us
around the
what
bush.
happened.
I'm telling you, I
You're
don't
beating
like
around the
being
bush.
ignored. Damn it!
Tamika, no one's ignoring you right now. Shut the fuck
Exactly.
up for a
You
second.
just said, damn it, to tell you. So I just told you.
You're not
I'm
telling us anything, though. You're
Oh
telling
my
us.
God! I just told you. I don't like being ignored.
This is
So
what.
that's what I was
Tamika,
upset about.
why does
Years old.
your Facebook
I
thing
wish
say
I was
this?
successful.
I don't like being ignored. That's why it says that.
Why would I say that?
What
I
happened
said
to
if I
make you
turned into
feel-
a raging bitch, then they would see I'm not the one to be played with.
I wish I had to take a shit right now. Because
I
would
was
just do
gonna
it right
take
in
a
the
shit.
studio,
I don't
right in the
care.
studio.
Y'all get on my nerves. Y'all always try to get stuff out of me.
What do you think our point is? We're trying to get stuff out of you. That's what we're doing.
Look, I just told you I had a fucking meltdown at work today. I am not in the mood to be talking about
fired for
2
driving under
fucking
the
days
influence
ago.
and resisting
What
arrest during a
happened
street race,
2 days
drag
ago at
racing.
work?
Well,
I just
Through his lawyer,
let's humor her.
through his
What
lawyers.
happened today?
My God.
Can you tell us that at least?
Yes.
Through his
Okay.
lemurs, Beaver told AFP
had
he's
him.
innocent
Can we
of
all
the
just
Toronto
use our
charges,
indoor
and he had
voices
pleaded
now?
not guilty to the
All
charges
right.
filed in Miami Beach.
I had a
Beaver
meltdown
is having a
because I was
fucking
a little
public
overwhelmed at
meltdown.
work.
Is it really though?
Yes.
I was a
I don't
little.
think that was great
I was
radio.
with-
That had nothing to do with you saying I am being ignored. So
I don't think
what?
it's publicity.
Who's ignoring you at work?
Okay,
He's a 19-year-old
I'll put it like
guy.
this. As I
all
tell
did
my
horrible
coworkers,
shit
I
as
felt like the
19-year-old kids.
red-headed stepchild.
I just
once
think
I
the only
came back
difference
to work.
is
Well, you do have red hair.
I
That's
know.
true.
Hence the red-headed
crazily
stepchild.
famous.
So
and a
I
fucking
talked to a couple of
multi-millionaire. That's the
coworkers
only
today
difference.
that I
Entitlement.
consider really good friends.
Well, I don't
and
even think
had
it's
a
entitlement,
meltdown
man.
because
What
I
has he
was
really
Chelsea
very
Cole,
done
upset.
Kara
that
Davis.
speaks
No,
to
I
you
did
as
not talk to
entitlement?
Chelsea and Kara.
I'm not a
These
Bieber
are
fan,
people
dude.
that
Right, no,
I
no.
can't stand the kid.
And-
I'm
So you
just
saying
saying
you don't
like,
consider
Hitting a
those two
limousine
girls
driver
your good
for
friends?
what?
I do,
do
but
we
they're
know
not
that's
on my
fact?
team.
It's alleged.
So
We
I
don't
didn't
know
know
I hear
what
they're not on my
actually
team
happened.
either. You know what I'm
Pissed
saying?
in the
Yeah, I'm
bucket
saying.
in the
You know
bar
what I'm
because
saying? They're
he's
not on
like
my
That's
team.
a
Shit.
douchebag move, but I could tell you 20
don't
dudes
know
that I
about
grew up with who did shit.
I just updated the Facebook page to
Picture
say
of the
Tamika is
president
beating
on
around
camera.
her giant bush
Thinking, like,
again.
20 dudes.
That's not even the problem. I mean, like,
Tamika.
why did he do
Anyway.
that?
What
is
happened
the purpose?
he's
on the
not-
I
4th?
just
No, what happened on the
told you.
4th?
We're holding Justin Bieber.
What?
That's what
like
led
he's
to.
a
I just
grown
said
man
that I felt
who's
like
had
at work I was
full
being the
life
red-headed
experiences that
stepchild.
he-
I was
he's
being
going through all his
ignored
bad
by,
things
you know,
and
we have a
knows
chat
his,
system.
you know,
So
when he makes
when we have
mistakes
to
and blah,
ask
blah.
questions,
He's not going
I
through
put
any
a
of that
question
yet.
in the
He's
chat,
going
and
through
I
that
felt
right
ignored
now.
because other people's
And
questions
the
were
fact
getting
that, like,
answered
people
and
are, like,
mine
saying,
wasn't. I'm
oh,
on
he's
the phone
having a
with
Lindsay
these people,
Lohan
and I want
breakdown. No,
to know
Justin
an
Bieber's
answer.
I'm
not.
gonna delve into
He
this.
hasn't been
Are
called.
you asking these questions to?
Actually,
Like,
he
are they
hasn't
like
been
Our
called.
management?
team,
in his
no,
house,
our
but
team has a
What I'm saying
group
is, dude,
chat.
it's
You know,
not
I
without
feel
the
like-
little chat
I feel like
scale
maybe they don't
breakdown
like
as the
Tamika.
media is
No,
portraying
they
it to
do.
be.
They do
It's
like
not.
me, and then
They
I-
like me, and they ignore
But
the
no,
shit
that
out of
wasn't
me.
the thing. We've
I
been
know
having
plenty of
really
rich kids have done.
high call
They-
volume.
I
so
know
I
rich
can't
kids
really
who've
get mad
done
at them
way
on
worse
it.
shit,
But if
dude.
I'm on the
Way
phone
worse
with
shit.
somebody and I really
Right.
need
Now,
somebody to say, hey,
that
what
might
is
be
this
because they feel
answer?
entitled,
If I can't
maybe.
find it,
But
then
What
I
is the
get
answer?
that's not
frustrated.
the only reason that he's doing it.
All right,
You know what
so
I mean?
haven't you been working there
It's
for quite some
because
time?
He's
Yes,
fucking
I'll be
young,
there
dumb,
almost
and
a year.
rich.
And full of cum.
Dude,
Isn't
Carl,
there a way you can find
if
the answer yourself?
I knew you when you were
If
young.
it's not
dude.
in there,
If
But I
you
was
were a
like,
multi-millionaire, dude, you would be a
Paraphrase,
train
paraphrase,
wreck.
but-
You'd be a
Paraphrase,
train
but
wreck,
what was the
dude.
question you were asking?
I don't think he'd be.
Not that we're gonna know
Right.
what
You would
kill
the
somebody.
answer is,
Right.
but
That
what were
show
you
would
asking?
not
Just
be
for
a
fun.
thing.
Was it a
Just
simple
for fun.
question
It's
that
like,
they would have
no,
answered,
no.
or was it a question that nobody knew the
I
answer
don't think.
to?
I don't
it
think
was
he
a
would kill
question that
somebody.
probably everybody
I
has
think
a
Well, you
deep
didn't
down
know
he
you
would.
don't.
Okay.
I think I would have fucked a
All
lot
right,
of
so
hookers.
they ignored
we get
you.
really
Wait,
crazy
which would have
questions.
hold on a second.
murder.
Though. They ignored you,
Killing a hooker
probably
is
not
fucking
to just
somebody.
ignore you, but
You
probably
gotta
because
cover-
they didn't have the
you gotta
answer
cover
and they
it
had
up,
nothing
man.
to
Yeah, but
tell
killing
you.
a hooker is not killing
How did
They
people.
did, but like
Oh,
I
I
said,
see
we've
what
had
you're
a
saying.
high call
They're not
volume,
real
so
bad.
it's
They're
really
just-
hard
they
for
have
somebody
hookers.
to look at the chat while
They're
they're on the
fuckholes.
phone.
Right,
That's
then
the
what are you
retirement
mad about?
plan is
If-
No, I got mad because I had to sit there for like
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Right, but
So
if there was a high call
And I
volume,
don't like going up to
It's-
people's desks, which they
no one
told
actually.
me I should
I think this is
start
one of those
doing.
things where like the media
right?
forces
But
you
if
to
there's a
give a
high
shit
call
when
volume
you actually
and you're
don't.
not getting the question answered,
AKA Miley Cyrus.
why?
No one, all my
why?
friends, no one actually gave
Why
a shit
what?
about Miley Cyrus'
Why
spectacles.
Why
like,
get
this
mad
past
at
summer
the
and
fact that
VMAs
there's
and all that. No one
right
gave
now.
a
no?
shit.
No.
Why
The
get mad at the
media
fact that
would
they're not
not
answering your question if you know there's a high
stop
call
shoving it down
volume?
your throat
You know it's a
until
hard
you were
question.
forced to, like,
Why are you getting
I
so
guess-
worked up?
I
And
I
you're gonna
guess
have a
I'll
heart
have an
attack?
opinion about it. I don't really give a
Don't
shit.
get so
but I
worked
guess I'll
up. I
have an
mean,
opinion.
I understand that,
That's
but
what
at
that
that
is.
time
Well,
I
and
was
it's
feeling
almost
very
like, too,
overwhelmed.
His music.
I was
isn't
we all
as
get that way.
popular as it used to be.
Exactly,
Right.
and
Okay.
then
I
it's
work
other
with some
things
people who have
going on
children, and
too.
they're like,
So
yeah,
it's
Bieber's not
like,
cool anymore.
you know,
So it's
Tamika,
almost
this is
like
women
like-
problems.
It's all about
he
new
needs to
direction.
This is like
stay in
Tamika's weekly
the
therapy.
Damn it, I'm on my period. I'm pissed. I
Why
just
not?
don't like
He's already
the
getting
world
in
right
trouble
Don't
now.
use that
It's blown out of
excuse.
proportion.
I
What
hate.
do you mean?
I hate the period.
I think
excuse.
It's not a
like
period
he-
excuse.
You know,
I
I
get
get-
very
like-
bitchy when I'm on my
I
period.
get cranky once a month too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Do you have a period?
Almost
No.
like,
Well, men do have some kind of like testosterone
Monthly
cycle.
cycle,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't
so
go fucking psycho on Facebook. When was the last time you saw me
That
post
would
something like
not
that?
probably
being psycho.
No, seriously, when was the last time I... Excuse me.
There's nothing about
when was the last time I posted something like that?
I don't know, but it's not out of your nature to have an angry Facebook.
Exactly.
Right, but I'm not like,
not
that's bad! Exclamation marks everywhere. I'm just like, hey.
Well, you do it in your way. She doesn't in her way.
Amanda Bynes has found, like,
but you don't need to explode on
fire
Facebook. And then, when people question you, you don't have to go, like,
fucking crazy
fucking build a box around it and not let people know what's happening. I mean,
Bill Clinton.
My only problem is,
my only problem is 19-year-old douchebag. Don't write cryptic shit on Facebook. And then when somebody asks you, "Hey, what did you mean by that?" You're like,
"It's not showing that he's."
Never mind. Never mind. Nobody asked me what did it mean.
Because
you had 30 comments the last time I checked.
30 comments.
Could be.
Carl.
Do I have 30 comments?
You say that.
There?
I'm exaggerating, but you had a lot of comments.
There are a lot of comments on it, I'll tell you that much.
And it was just people going, "Oh, girl, you go, you can do it.
You go, girl.
You can do it. I believe in you."
Yay. You tell him.
Mark's and at the core of it, that's what you wanted to hear.
Mark's
you
like having a breakdown. No, I'm just going
affirmation.
Being a 19-year-old
You just
douchebag.
wanted someone to go.
You know?
What'd you say?
15 comments.
Whoa!
That was
like
you were
this
freaking
one.
out of paparazzi.
My boyfriend.
The paparazzi didn't say anything.
Hold on. My boyfriend, I think I am crazy / but I don't play he, us, cop,
He doesn't,
and hi.
Bieber doesn't have anybody. The problem with Bieber is he doesn't have anybody telling him no.
I agree. Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
That equals entitlement. He doesn't have anybody.
LOL.
His dad is
Do you guys remember the
trash from
Chris
Canada.
Rock bit?
His mother.
I feel you, sister.
Is a
Sorry to
piece of
interrupt.
trailer
I feel you,
trash.
sister.
Logan.
I keep thinking the same thing.
Right.
Guys only
They're
guys only
trashy.
want psycho
His dad
batches.
was with him when he was drag racing.
Okay, go ahead.
Right, because Carl, when you and I are at the bar
figure
drinking, we're like, man, I wish I had a psycho bitch.
Justin.
Yeah,
My girlfriend's way too nice and agreeable. I wish I had a
He's got
psycho
everybody
bitch.
I
around
wish I
him.
was dating a psycho bitch. That is what Erica thinks,
Parents-
but we'll get into that in a little bit because I'm gonna.
He's got his friends mooching
So,
off his money.
the-
Who would
the-
not be his
that-
friends if he was
Tamika,
a
this
little
reminds me
fucking
of the
nobody
Chris
from
Rock
Canada.
post or bit where he goes,
he wouldn't be hanging out with Little Twist or whoever
your
he's
girl,
hanging out
you
with.
just gotta understand.
Right?
You gotta go
I mean,
into autopilot.
I don't
and
think
like
he'd be
know
hanging out
3
with the people
phrases.
that he hangs out with if he was a little kid in the trailer in Canada
Okay.
anymore.
Yeah, and then every once in a while I'll go, I told you that bitch was crazy,
Yep.
and you'll have a perfect relationship.
Yes, he was. No, I know
Because
people
women
that
make
grew up
everything
with his
so
family.
dramatic.
Really?
She's
He-
out to
I
destroy
know people
me.
that went to school with his dad and his mom.
And
They
that's why
lived
I
in a
think that
trailer,
applies to you right now.
like in a shitty trailer park in the middle of shit.
What are you writing right now?
Tell
But
me to
I've
believe it,
seen
but-
like his quote unquote house before he got famous. Quote unquote. This is only what I've seen on TV.
Yeah, right.
And it was like it was a middle class.
That's a soundbite.
That
We
is
don't
a
keep that.
soundbite.
No,
we
no,
need
no.
that
His
one.
parents,
All right.
when he was born,
Look,
they were
Tamika,
like
I'm just
16.
saying.
Okay.
If you're
Yeah, I
gonna
didn't know that.
put
Yeah.
stuff on
Mom was a
Facebook,
teen mom.
at least
And so was his dad. His dad
tell
was a
us
teen mom
what's
too.
happening. So when people are reading it, like
Sounds
we're your
about
friends, we read the stuff you
Yeah,
post,
his
and we're
dad
like,
was
what the
16
fuck is wrong with her? Like it's just
Well,
mumbo jumbo.
so
But if you would
if
go
Bieber were-
into it,
were
more,
to
then
not
we
be
will know
I
famous,
what's
didn't know I had to
happening.
write a whole story. I just
I just
got
like-
to the point and said what I had to say.
But
If
you're
I
my
turn
friend,
into
and
a
if
raging bitch,
his
then
broke ass
they will
dad,
see I'm not
drug
one to
addict
play
or
with.
alleged drug addict
But
dad.
nobody knows who you're talking
Yes,
about.
they did. They
still-
knew
But-
exactly
but hang
what
on,
the fuck I was
okay.
talking about.
He
Let
would
me,
be getting
like-
arrested for
let me
DUIs,
just
but he wouldn't
psychoanalyze
have
Tamika right
nobody
now.
telling him
How
no.
do
He would have
you
people
feel
at least
slighted
around
in a
him.
work chat
Like
where you feel like
you
you're
have a
ignored?
more normal
equals,
life
maybe
than
I
he
need to
has
turn
right
to a psycho bitch.
No,
Well, why is
I
that the
don't
answer
want
you
no, but also
you
that
think is the
entitlement.
answer
I
of that
feel like
solution
he could-
It was
problem?
the period.
And he wouldn't
I'm
have a
sorry.
police
I
escort
normally
down the
don't
street.
act like
Well,
that.
well, I understand
But I was
where you're
very
coming from. I
upset.
do understand. Like, yeah, there's
Let's move
certain
on.
things
I just
he
started
does
some good shit
purely
over
out of
here, though.
entitlement.
What's
Right.
Just because he knows he's filthy rich and he can
picked
get
up
away with it.
a person on
But
Facebook, and I
most of
talked
the
to
things that
them. I
he's
sent a
been
message
used
to
for
them that says
is
Tamika's
shit that I
talking
can
mad
see
shit
me and
about
my
you on the air
giving
right
buddies
now.
doing when they were
You need
that
to call
age.
in.
I'm sorry, dude.
I'm not
Maybe
gonna
we're
tell you
all
who I said
and
that.
maybe we're all pieces of shit. Maybe that I'm
You
gonna get it
are
wrong.
so
Maybe
full of
I'm
it. And
I
don't be
just
starting
back
shit
then I was a douchebag with
between
you know
me
all
and
my
whoever.
friends, but I
And
think that's how
For the record, I'm
actual
not talking about
18 to
anybody that actually
20-year-old
listens to the show.
American
No.
male is.
Maybe
they be
maybe
getting
not,
away with
but
it?
maybe that
Whatever.
person. Maybe that
And
person doesn't
they
listen to
get
the
away
show,
with it
but now they know
because,
you're talking mad
you
shit
know,
about
they're
them on the
not-
air.
They're not famous and no
Whatever.
one gives a shit what they do
So
besides
but-
their parents.
Did they get away with it though? Say your buddy got arrested for a DUI.
Bro.
He'd be in jail for a
What kind
DUI.
of friend you
Well,
are.
Jim Bro.
charges are pending.
Anything going on with you, man?
Just work.
But I can guarantee
I'll tell you a
Bieber
story.
walks.
He won't serve any time.
No.
Well, because
Okay.
this okay,
Last
well,
week,
I'm not going to get into this.
I
But this is
was
a whole
at
different
work,
conversation.
and
Money equals jail time in America. Okay, if you can
on Friday
if you
we
can
decided
pay
we were all
enough
going to go
money
out.
to the courts,
So
to whatever
the
municipality
whole,
is
my
charging
whole
you,
entire
you will not serve
training
Harley
class,
Quinn jail time.
who I'm
That's a
in class with,
hard
went
fact
out
in
after
America.
work and we're all at
Okay,
the bar.
and
And
if you don't
you're
think I'm
hyping
right,
this up.
you can look.
I
you
ordered
don't
4 or
even
5
have to be
shots
famous.
and did
Look
most
at
of them.
Any
and maybe
white
gave
collar
one to
criminal.
someone else, but
Look at how much
immediately walked in
time
and
they
did 3
do.
or 4 shots.
You can screw someone out of millions of dollars and serve 5 years in jail. Now, if I get caught with a pot of weed, I can do 15 years.
Someone thought it would be
you know
a
what's
good
the
idea
difference?
to break out
what's
the
what's the
weed.
difference, Carl, between the two of us? I have money, and that fucking low
So we go
level weed
outside.
dealer doesn't. That's the
we
difference.
smoke
Yep.
blunt
Okay,
outside.
so when you tell me
and I
that
go back
money
inside.
doesn't equal like jail time in America, you're full of shit, and you're just.
And
ignoring
I
the
haven't
facts.
smoked in like a year.
So,
It's
with
been a
that
long
said,
time since I
yes,
smoked.
Justin Bieber won't do any jail time
And I
because he's
never
loaded.
smoke and drink. And if I do,
But
it's I
he'll-
smoke
he's
first,
still
then
caught
drink.
for it.
I never
Right.
drink
No.
and then
No one's
smoke.
going.
I had to learn it the hard way.
All right,
Well, I
no,
learned
yeah,
the hard
arguing,
way
get out of
last
here.
Friday.
He has,
saying that.
he
So
has
we're
millions of
outside, we
fans
smoke, I go
going,
back inside, I'm standing around,
it's
I'm like,
okay
oh,
that you
fuck.
did that.
Like I couldn't even like stand up anymore. And I'm like,
he has his
I'm
dad
with
going,
my buddy. I was
it's
like,
okay.
could you take me home?
He has his
I need
mom
to lay in
going,
the bed
it's
immediately.
okay
Like,
that
I
you
am
did
not
this.
being in a good place right now.
The
So
officers
he's like,
and the
yeah, man,
judges
come
are
on,
not saying it's
let's
okay.
go to my car. And
They're
I'm like,
actually
well, how far
charging
is your
us.
car? incoherent.
So all those people don't
I'm
care.
blah, blah, blah,
Charge
car.
drop.
And he's like, it's
Insane.
like a block over that way.
I
It
think
ended
he'll
up
be
being
charged.
5
I
blocks.
don't
I
think
stopped
he
like
will.
4 times and
I
leaned
think he'll
against
be
the building and
charged
go to
with
sleep for a minute.
If he doesn't get
And
charged with
so
something, it's because
we get to the car, and then I
there-
decide
there-
I have to
it's
throw
come
up.
out
So I
there's
threw up all over the parking garage.
inconsistencies
Well, not
in
all
the
over,
police
but I
report.
threw up on
That's
the floor of
only
the parking
reason why
garage.
he wouldn't get
Then we
charged.
get in his car, and we're
There's-
driving.
doesn't make
Car
sense, like,
sickness
about
hit
the
in.
police report.
So I was like, dude, you need to pull over and you throw up. So I threw up again.
Like, he had a
I'm like, dude, my
.04,
coat and my fucking bag are at the
BAC,
bar.
which is
So we
like,
drive
that's
to the
literally
bar.
a swig of beer.
Yeah. So we
That's
drive to the
nothing.
bar,
But he told
and he's
the
like,
cops
"I'll
he
go
was
inside
doing-
and get it, man. You're cool. Just
So?
stay in the car." I'm like, "Dude, I'm gonna
So
die." Like
if
I was
I'm in
just
the
like,
car and they're like,
it was like
"Do you
paranoia
have
from the
Yes,
weed
I
or
have,
something,
sir.
and then being drunk,
So,
and I was feeling like I was death. Was
the only
knocking
thing
at my
that he
door.
should
I was
be
like, "Dude,
charged
I'm gonna
with
die."
is underage
He was like, "You're not
consumption,
gonna
which
die.
is
Just stay in the
misdemeanor.
car. I'll
And
be
he
right
won't.
back."
It's not a DUI.
Right.
Yeah.
And he won't be charged with that.
I got the fear. And so I'm like,
I
all right,
see-
all right,
I
all right.
know
And then I look
that.
out the
We'll
window,
see,
and
bro.
everybody from my
know
class
that.
is
How
standing
many
outside
things
looking
come
at me.
up?
And I'm like,
How many
oh, God.
celebrity shit?
I'm like,
get
hey,
arrested
God.
for something,
Just outside
and
the
then
car, just
never hear
Ralph.
about again.
And, you know,
And then you hear the case was dropped.
There we go.
I immediately thought
It happens
everybody's going to
all
make fun
the
of me.
time.
That was the first thing that went in my head.
And I mean,
But
being a
they were like,
celebrity
they came
like I
over
am, it
and like
happens
this
to me all
one
the
girl
time.
was like rubbing my
So,
shoulders, and this dude Williams
I'm
was
not
like, dude, you're gonna
really
be fine. I know you
mad
don't
about it
smoke
per
that
se.
often.
I'm just saying.
So
You're
what
gonna be
are we talking about
okay.
here, really,
You
though?
know,
What are you mad
it's
about?
okay, you're fine.
What are you talking about here?
I'm not
And
mad.
Are you mad
everybody's
that he's
super
entitled?
cool, like
Are you mad that
everyone.
he's rich? Are you mad that he's
Carl, I
Justin
think,
Bieber?
like,
What's
once
he
you get
what are you
past a
upset
certain
about?
age, we've all
Are you
been
mad that he's
there.
doing
Where
dumb
people make fun of you?
things? What-
No,
I'm
we're
mad.
we're
I'm mad
with
that he's
you.
doing
So
dumb things.
like
He's a
only
role
high
model for,
schoolers
like,
would
He's
like,
19.
Right.
He's
Like,
a
do the
fucking
whole
role model for
Yeah, I
a million
feared that.
teenage
No, most
girls
people are like,
who look
they
up
don't
to him.
accommodate
You
you.
know
The
what?
person that drove
You
me
know
home,
what, Carl?
super cool dude,
Fuck them.
but he was sort of
Fuck
doing
every
that. Like he's
If
like,
I
you
was
was like,
Justin Bieber,
you're gonna die.
I would say,
And I was
fuck
like, he's
every
21
single
though.
14-year-old
So he
girl
was
that
young.
passed
Everybody
by.
else
There
is
you
in
go.
their 30s, right?
I don't give
There you
a
go.
shit about.
So I was really like
Then
fearing
quit.
like death for
No, I'm not
for a
gonna quit
while.
because they're
So
gonna keep buying my
I'm
shit.
throwing up,
I'll
and
buy
then
your shit, so
we
you
have
shouldn't
to
give a
take
fuck
this
about
girl
No one,
to a
dude,
car,
no.
which
You-
is down to
you
the flats,
can't
and we're
tell
up
me
on
I'm a role model.
West.
No one
like
can
6th
tell
or
you
something
you're a
like
role
that.
model.
So we
You
go
have
down to the
that's some
flats, and I'm like, dude, you have to
self-righteous shit.
stop
You
again.
have to
I gotta
say, I'm a
puke
role
again.
model.
Sorry,
to
man.
Be
Like,
a
I
role
was
model.
like,
No.
it was. I really didn't
Barack
want to
Obama
puke.
could
You know
come
what I
out
mean?
tomorrow
But
and be like on stage smoking a
so I
joint.
did it
like,
again.
At this
If
point, you're probably
he,
just
if
peeking
he
water.
wanted to do crazy
It was
shit,
I
There are
had
people that
no.
make
You know what it
people
was?
role models or the
I
other
ate.
person. No one.
Okay,
no
so we're at the
one
bar.
goes,
This is
"I'm
before
a
we
role
smoked,
model."
and I ordered a
No one
whole
says
bunch
that.
of like
but
these
I'm sorry, when
mozzarella
you're famous
moons.
and
You know
have
mozzarella
billions of
sticks.
people
These
caring
are
about
like
your shit,
mozzarella moons, and they
you
were
didn't
like
make
shaped like
right
a
choices
half
in your
moon,
life.
and they were like
Rather than being
homemade,
a fucking
like
douche.
not
I've
like.
had some
I'm
shit
sorry.
when
Oh my
you
god!
should.
When they're
You don't
homemade,
need to,
so
though.
You don't
good.
have to.
When
You
they're
don't
like
need
from
to
a
do
box,
shit.
so
But
shitty.
that's what I'm mad about.
These are
because he's a
homemade, so I
fucking
get them and
douche
I'm like
he doesn't
walking
give
over
a
to the
shit.
table. Every motherfucker took one, and I got a half of
pay
one.
him?
I'm like,
Crazy,
goddamn!
man.
But I
don't-
puked
it's
that
showing
like
a
4
lack
times.
of
I don't know how
respect.
because
You
it's
don't
only half
agree
of
that
one.
he's
It's
showing a
only
lack
that
of
much.
respect.
I
to the
puked that
people
thing.
that
I
made
swear to
him
God,
what
it was
he
like I
is
puked it,
today.
ate it,
No.
puked it.
Then why
ate it,
would he
puked it,
go
ate it, 'cause I
out?
kept puking
Why would he
the
go
same
out
thing.
and apologize to
Right.
those people?
So
This is PR
we get
agency telling
down
me
to
do
the
that.
Because he's a role model.
Why are you
parking
getting so angry
place
about
where I
the
girl
beach?
parks. She's rubbed my shoulders in the car, and she's like, "Oh,
He's
you're
getting
finally rub my
furious about
hair."
the
She's like, "You're
beats.
gonna be okay.
Yeah, it just makes
You're gonna
it
be
good
okay."
idea to just sit here and
Ali
talk like
brings
this.
me here, and he's like, "Do I have to help you upstairs?" And I was like, "No,
It's
man.
not
I think I'll be
exciting
all
if
right.
I
I
was
think I'll
just
make it
like,
upstairs." But in the car, I'm like blacking out as we're driving. I
All I'm
remember
saying
sitting
is,
there
man,
and
he's
then like
19 years old and he's got the world
and then waking up like on the
in his
dashboard, like
hands. Ball out. Fuck
and
it.
my
Ball
head
out,
laying on the
dude.
dash.
I don't give a
and then
shit.
waking up
Ball
and being
out.
like, "All right, cool.
Quit your job,
Where are
man.
we?" And he's like, "I don't know where you live." And we're like,
Bieber.
"He didn't know where
Let
I
me ask you a
lived. He'd never
question.
been here before." So he's like,
I've been
How
Ali
come
before, and it's
so many
very
fucking
frustrating.
and I
athletes-
understand.
They're trying to like help out.
And I was trying to be super nice about it too. I'm like, "Dude, I know.
way way more
you just
awful
got to
shit.
get on
But
West
their role models
14th, and
millions
that's
of
like,
people too.
I'm trying to tell him, and then
How
I'd
come
be
you
like,
don't give a shit
West
about
14th.
that?
Another reason why? Because
Yeah, I was out. And dude,
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber has not tried to present
it was
himself
so
as a wholesome
weird.
man since
So
his first
we
album.
get here,
Yes,
and I'm like,
fact.
just let me out.
That's not
across the
true.
street,
So who's
man.
putting
And
words
I
on
was
his
like,
new
dude,
album?
thanks
He's
so
not-
much. I appreciate,
Dude,
everything you've done for me tonight.
He's not. He's not.
And I
No,
get
he's not
inside,
going R.
and
Kelly on us.
I wake up at 3 a.m. with my shoes on, my jacket on, my bag's still around me, in my bed.
I don't.
Like,
I
I'm
don't
like,
even think he believed this.
and
artist.
A rapper
insane.
is going, I'm going
Weed
to shoot
smell.
your ass, motherfucker.
Like fresh weed, not like smoked, but
Yeah,
fresh
like
weed.
skunk,
And
yeah.
I'm like, Bieber, like sniffing around. Like,
He
where's
wants
that
to
weed
present
at?
this
What is
wholesome
that? What
musical
is that?
image.
Yeah.
I'm like, did I
And then
shit the
doesn't
bed?
live
Like
his
it was
life by the
really
image.
strong.
Though,
I'm like, did I shit the
don't think he's
bed?
trying to present
No.
shit.
If
But
my
if my shit smells like weed,
There was weed in my pocket that I had bought. Apparently.
have been trying to make
allegedly.
it more edgy because
Allegedly
also
also.
natural progression of pop stars.
And I was like,
They-
sweet.
they
So
get
it's in my
they get
freezer right
edgier.
now.
I think that's what the direction he's going in. I think
I'm
this
gonna
is
get
all
it.
great. Excuse me.
Well, there's a possibility too.
I've
that
been
his PR people
Ali,
are
the
the
guy
ones trying
like
to keep
taking
this
the
wholesome
wasted person.
Mom, I
home
do this
before,
at
and
7
very-
to 10
And I've
every
also been
Thursday.
Carl,
All right.
so I understand both sides of it. I remember
Natalie, actually.
Hello.
One of our very first
Hello.
times hanging out. It was maybe like our
But
third
I just,
date.
man,
or
I
so,
don't
right?
think he's
And,
doing anything unusual that any other 19-year-old would do. The only difference is he happens to be
What's that?
very famous. That's the
What's
only
third date
difference.
better than getting high?
No, we didn't.
If
We
I
didn't
were a
smoke.
very
No,
famous
she just
person.
drank.
Justin
too
Bieber
much.
did not kill somebody.
And
Who gives a shit?
we had been
if
to the
he
bar
fucking
one
got
time
pulled over
before
and he
that.
had some Quaaludes in his system. Who
But the
gives a
third
shit?
time, our
I
third
don't
date,
give a
we
shit
went
about that.
and
What
Then
I
what do you
get-
it was
give a
more of
shit
a
about?
drink
What
date.
I'm
It
trying
wasn't
to
like
figure
I
out.
give a
dinner
shit about
and
that.
drinks. It was just drinking.
You're saying he's like a role model. Like,
It's great.
who's saying that? You are.
And
Okay, then I give a shit about the people
she's
that
like,
are
I love
looking up to
tequila.
him as
So
a role
she was
Then
like
they're
doing
idiots.
shot
Who
with me.
cares?
Now you
Well,
understand,
they're
like
stupid.
I'm
and
a bigger
12-year-old
dude. I can
girls.
drink a lot more than the average person
And
can.
my point.
Why?
So
If I were in Bieber's position,
she
I
goes
would
from
not
0 to
want
60, as people
to
do.
present myself
Erica's no stranger to
as a
that
person
one.
that's
Never happened to me.
smoking a shit ton
Yeah,
of weed,
so-
blah, blah, blah. Now, if I was a
And
rapper,
I didn't know where she
or-
lived.
No,
this
I wouldn't. Wait a
planet. I knew
second.
she lived
if
in
I was
Chesterland.
making
That was
Bieber's
it.
music, if I was Justin Bieber,
And
I
I'm
would
driving
give a
her back to
shit
Chesterland,
more about
and I
keeping my
cannot
image
for the
because
life of me
that's
get
what's
this
making
girl
me
to
money.
tell me where the hell
Yes,
she
you're
lives.
wrong.
Yes, that's
You're
what's
wrong.
making
Like,
me money.
I can't.
Right.
I'll
So
explain why you're
it
wrong.
got to the point where, well, I'm
Justin
not gonna.
Bieber's getting
It was
older.
winter
Okay.
time, so what am I gonna
He
do?
no longer
I don't know
has
any of her
the
friends. I don't know
cute,
anything
adorable
like that.
16-year-old
Get out.
Canadian boy who happens
Well,
to dance
so
very well
I drive
and sing
all the way
and
back to
carry a
Bedford
tune.
and
that car's
let
been
her
played.
sleep in my
He's done with
basement.
that.
I go
His
upstairs.
fans
and
are getting
whatever.
older.
And
He's getting older.
The next day,
So to appeal to his fans,
I'm like,
older,
I'm like in my living room on my
for
laptop,
10 years.
and she comes
He
up
needs
the, up
to
the
also
stairs.
reflect
and she,
them.
and
I
she
don't
just kinda
believe
looks at
fans
me
are
like,
getting older, though.
funny,
His fans
right?
are getting older.
I'm like,
Fans
hi, how are you
drop
doing?
off.
Girls,
Yeah, they move
Where
on.
am
Move
I?
on. He gets no
Like,
And he gets
he's
12
time
girls
travel.
back.
Did you know who you were?
Let me finish my
No,
point.
I
He's going to bring
was,
him back.
but she
There's
had
a
me.
sense of waking up somewhere
We
where
see
you're like,
this
oh,
all the time with pop stars.
Yeah.
We'll have
So
Britney
she-
Spears.
so
who
I-
does
I've
her,
been Ollie.
"Ooh, baby, I did it again," and she goes into
I need
full
her
on
to hit
horror
it.
You got a
mode.
gat real quick?
No, she goes
I
on,
would,
she,
dude,
she
but
goes
I
into
can't
full
right
on
now.
horror mode
I'm
when she
applying
hits
for
19 and
internships
20.
and they will drugs
Christina
for me.
Aguilera did the same
Allegedly.
thing. Let's keep going. We can keep naming. We can keep naming pop stars who does this. Justin Timberlake was in NSYNC. Cutesy
Yeah,
Wootsy boy band.
Yeah, I've
been
When he
packed
came
a
out,
bowl
he
in
started eating
forever.
like
I've
all
been
over
Ollie
the shit with
before.
Timbaland.
Allegedly,
I love
you're
JT,
packing a
dude.
bowl, dude.
I'm not knocking it for it.
Allegedly.
I'm just saying it's a fucking
So,
formula.
yeah.
Justin Bieber is following
can we
that
get into some
formula.
news?
If you guys
We
don't
can
see
just
that,
smoke this real
dude,
quick.
Wake up.
But
She's not
Wake
gonna
up,
smoke it,
sheeple.
man.
Only on the phone she would.
But I'm going to tell you,
So
those
make it
people,
the
Talk a
World
lot of
Trade
shit over the
Towers.
phone,
Justin
but
Timberlake,
as we all know,
Look, they do random drugs.
Those
screening at my
people
job. I
followed
can't
that
be
formula
going up in there.
Because it works.
musically.
They already think I'm
Not
psycho.
Justin or JT didn't
Raging bitch,
go
that
out
is.
and get
Right.
and
Thank
fucking
you,
be like
Erica.
pissing on a
News
fucking
bet.
president's face picture.
Jay,
do you
was
guys wanna
also
hear about Bieber?
older when he came into the scene. Of
Yeah, we
rap.
have a
That's just
Bieber
the
bit.
route that JT took.
Not
though.
yet.
And
Britney Spears took Justin Bieber's route.
it was just something we threw a while.
And look at her. She's still
I don't have a
selling
news
records.
bed anymore.
Britney Spears had a
Remember?
mental issue.
So we'll do that.
Yeah, she had.
Okay.
Christina Aguilera was not
Regardless.
any different than she was when she first started.
Wait, is this an instrumental
Dude,
or
how
like
so?
a
Christina
full
Aguilera
song?
went through that whole like
Instrumental.
dirty
Okay.
phase where she was
Oh,
like a
with the
slut,
no,
dude. Are you
okay.
serious?
Genie in a bottle,
already
she was
high.
a slut. She's like, I'm a genie.
No, that was that bullshit
Chill out.
like sexual innuendo that I don't want to say I want to fuck, but
laced with
I'm just going to
something.
make
We
it.
talked
into
about
this
it at
lovely
work,
little cutesy
and
wootsy
everybody
song.
got
What
really
they all
weird
do.
on
What
it.
song did she
Underage.
make that was
So
like,
Carl
I wanna
thinks it's a
fuck,
great
where
idea to
it's
do it
Dirty.
right now in the
Let's
air.
get
Right.
So,
What did
Wouldn't
she
it make
say?
for
Like,
good
she
radio
said,
if
I
like
wanna
something
fuck.
happened
Put
and I had
the
to be
lyrics
like
right now.
resuscitated?
Put the lyrics right
Just
now.
look at the
No,
video.
not at all. I don't
Look
want
at
to deal
the
with that
video,
drama right
dude.
now.
She's wearing assless chaps.
She's wearing
responsible for
assless
you.
chaps, having a mud fight,
I know
getting like
CPR.
You want
pretty
some?
much like twerking,
Come on.
like before twerking was a
I
thing.
want to see Erica's.
Yeah, dude,
No,
get
you
shit
don't.
out of here.
She had the braids back then.
She had those nasty dreads.
Will
Yeah,
you take a
right.
hit before you do the news?
No.
Just one
No.
drag.
But
Come on,
that-
please.
Put up the lyrics,
Musically,
Carl.
that is not her
No one's
personal
smoking
life.
with me, girl.
I know. I'm like,
Either way, there's
I'm fine
many
with
paths to
the
the goal, dude.
Difference, man.
There's
There's a
many paths.
difference from going
I love
crazy
you, but I just
and
can't do
and
All right.
disrespecting people like
Mark
pissing in
my
a fucking
words.
bucket.
Mark my words.
So in
Justin,
our
or
latest
not Justin Justin Timberlake.
news.
Justin Bieber's next
Bieber was
album is
back
going to
in
have
Miami
like every other
today
song's going to have
to
a
be
guest
questioned
rapper.
regarding
Mark
a
my
civil
words.
suit filed
His songs are going to be a
against
lot
him
more
by a
sexually explicit.
photographer who claimed he
Quote
assaulted
me on that. You're
was
all witnesses. Quote me on
assaulted
that.
by
He's
one
gonna
of
have
his-
rappers in the song. His lyrics will be much
was
more
assaulted
sexually
by
explicit.
one of his
If that's
singers.
assaulted, I'll pay you
Assaulted.
$3.
She's not
Assaulted.
saying, like, I want to
Assaulted.
fuck.
Read the lyrics
by
off.
one of
man.
the singer's security guards, which we talked about a couple
There's
weeks
not one
ago.
thing like
Read the
that.
lyrics off,
So
bro.
Jeffrey
dirty.
Beyond
That's Redman.
alleged
Filthy.
that
That's
Biebs
Redman. Nasty.
guard
That's Christina.
Hugo
No,
Hensey
Redman was
got
saying that,
physical
all right?
with him based on the
he's on her
singer's
song.
orders last June.
Dude, what are you doing right now?
outside of a
I'm
North
done
Miami
talking about this, man.
recording
You're
studio.
so like fucking
The
backpedaling.
20-year-old pop
Dude,
star
not backpedaling,
is
but you're
due to
so
give
like finding every
depositions
excuse in the
It's
book.
all day
song,
today,
though.
which it was
She
earlier,
didn't go out
at
and
the
do the
Universal
things
Court
asshole
recording
Bieber's doing.
offices, which
She's
are located
doing
in the
a
Miami-Dade
song.
courthouse.
So this.
So 2 previous
So
attempts
again,
have
so
been
again,
made
so
by
again,
Beyonce's
so again,
attorneys
every
to
girl in the
divorce
world.
again.
Bieber, but,
Okay,
you know,
so
Bieber
which
has
is
been
better in
doing
your
other
opinion?
things.
Okay, Carl.
So
You
Bieber
still
has since
you
pleaded
stay
not
out of the
guilty
public
to the charges
spotlight. You don't do
stemming
anything out of
from
the normal.
the
But you
whole
make songs like
Miami
R.
incident
Kelly.
where he
Okay, you
ended up
make
getting
like
arrested
I wanna
for the
fuck
race
you with your
stuff that he
your
was
boyfriend's
doing.
not looking shit like this.
So Beyonce
Okay,
decided
or
that he
would you rather
allegedly
have like your typical
told
pop
his
music
lawyer that
as
he
a
confronted and
edgy
attacked 4 members
teenager,
of Bieber's
but
security staff,
you
excuse me,
piss buckets and
security
flip up
team,
Bill Clinton?
which was
Which
led
one's
by
better?
Hensley,
Tell
who
me
is
which
not
one's better and
licensed
why.
by the state of Florida to work as a bodyguard and does not hold a concealed weapons carrying permit.
I'm done.
They seem like the same thing to me.
So
I would
Beyonce
rather-
claimed
my
Hensley
point.
threw
I
him
would
against
rather-
the
That was my
wall,
point.
choked
I
him,
would
and
rather
threatened him
write
with
a
gun
song
in an effort to remove the
that's
film
dirty,
card
dirty.
from his camera.
But why, Carl?
The
You
plaintiff
have millions of
suffered throat
you have millions of
injuries and
impressionable
filed a
girls who
police
look up to
report.
you. Why would you do that? Why
I
would you?
think they're equal. though,
Me,
so
me, me,
why
me,
don't
me.
you
Find out
just
tomorrow.
reflect
You
each
know,
other?
that's
Because
crazy that like
position.
Justin Bieber
My music
is like one of the
is growing.
highest paid acts
But
to date right
Christina
now. right?
Aguilera didn't go
And he
around
can't-
doing the
he
shit
can't
in her
hire an
personal
actual
life
certified
that
security
this
guard.
entitled
No.
piece of shit is doing.
It's
So
actually
you're
one
saying
of his
you'd rather go the
friends.
Christina Aguilera route?
Right.
Oh,
You know,
God.
Be
he
a
likes to
normal
hire
fucking
all his
person.
friends.
That
And
seems
they
like
like to
unlike
take
some
So you're telling me
psycho
that
seems like some
that's
shit
doing
Gucci Mane would
crazy
do,
shit
like just one of
and,
these like bigger
threatening
boys.
people. He's
Yeah.
getting
It's like,
his
oh,
little
he's
fucking
security
ass
now.
Your security.
kicked hard.
Yeah, so we'll find out tomorrow.
I
exactly
do.
what Bieber said in the
He's way too passionate
Bieber.
about this.
We really
I got
do.
Bieber
We
fever.
really need like a
But
Bieber
the thing
like.
is, man, I'm
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Bieber
Bieber news.
It's coming.
We could do that.
We'll do it.
Bieber news.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
Anything else?
I love Biebs.
Anything else?
Bieber
Oh,
is a
sure.
piece of
We
shit.
I'm
got
Team
quite a few
Biebs,
different
man.
stories.
I don't really
Bieber's a
have any.
piece of shit.
We don't really have any
Team Biebs.
commentary on
I
that.
hate his music, but I'm Team Biebs.
He's a douche.
A
Hire a
millionaire
real security
trailer, piece
guard.
of trailer trash.
I love him.
I love
Now-
him too.
Girl, she's still doing
He's
all
a great guy. I want to hang out with him.
Me too.
Justin, if you're listening, if this
Tamika.
conversation goes
What?
Are
viral,
you still doing
dude,
homework
call
right now?
me. I'll be your
doing
token
who?
black friend. We'll hang out.
Oh, I
We'll
didn't
fucking skateboard. And, like, you can put the coke on me.
Carl,
so
I
can
go-
sit,
Your friend
you
Homer.
pay me
Carl,
off
listen, I go,
for taking the
So,
cell time
anything
and
else? She
charges.
goes, yeah,
Go
we
check
can.
it out, bro.
And she's
said
typing.
we have
Yeah,
news
play your
stories.
stories.
Other
But
than
the main one I wanted to talk about was
and Miley.
I don't know if you guys heard.
music. She's doing
It was
in
actually
a-
breaking news. It was about a guy
Did
who
you
lives
hear
in
the?
Cleveland,
Did you hear
and he
the Wrecking Ball cover that
just
was
had
out?
a DNA test done.
Oh, with
to prove that he's actually
porn
Michael
star. What's his name?
Jackson's
Ron
son.
I
Jeremy?
saw
Yeah,
that.
That's great.
Now, was it
Oh
real?
my
Don't
God.
you
Yeah, it's real.
upset, I will walk away.
It's been
It's
okay.
very
Read the
real.
story.
Right,
Read the story,
Tech
please.
me.
You can actually find it. Way to be organized.
me.
I'm very organized. I have all my
Great.
stuff.
Why
As
did
you're
he do
fumbling
that,
with your
by the way?
papers.
No,
Is it
I was trying to
hilarious?
find
Yeah, that's why.
part.
But who put him up to
The
that?
ones to
There's some
read.
company behind
Yeah,
that.
it's something. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be a.
His name is
Super Bowl
Brandon
thing.
Howard, and he performs as
Dude,
B.
I
Howard.
tweeted the guy from
And
the-
he was
the-
featured
the-
on a recent
the
Akon
thing
track.
we were talking about a minute ago about.
And he actually
following
had
them.
the press conference today at
And he didn't
noon.
respond, and they're
at a
not
place
saying
called
anything
Film
about
On
going live yet
Studios.
either.
So,
I
Film
think
On
he's like, oh, no.
Studios is
He's
in
not
Beverly
doing it
Hills,
today.
and Achille David, which is the owner, he assembled a
Rat
whole
cat
bunch of
cat
people,
me.
which
I
included
hope he
actor
got
Corey
drunk before the
Feldman,
show. He's like, you know,
Mob
man, this is
Son Johnny
bullshit.
Fredo,
I'm gonna start
got-
my own podcast
Joseph
and do it.
Goodman,
I'm gonna throw out
and
some
many
texts too
others
that I got.
because
Well,
Fuck
we
are
were,
those people?
They're
You
so
know,
they're so
Corey
C-list. They're not even
Feldman.
worth
The first one
mentioning.
says
But
you
go
should
ahead.
auto-tune some
No,
Bieber, so
the
maybe
reason
I
I'm
should do a
mentioning
Bieber
them
cover.
is because they were all friends of
And
Michael
the second one
Jackson,
said Christina
and they don't
Aguilera
believe
smelled
that
like hot dogs in
Brandon
high school.
is
True
really
story.
Michael Jackson's son.
Okay.
So they were all
I believe
assembled,
that.
So
and
I do too. She
Brandon
looks
Howard
like
is
she smells like
actually
hot
the
dogs.
son
Dude,
of
she
Mickey
looks
Howard,
like
which is a singer.
That girl who
She
you're like,
used
you
to be a
can't
singer.
like introduce to your mom.
And she
What is she now?
So great time.
You want a
She's
banger?
great
Very
time.
tired.
But you don't want to
Right.
introduce her to your
Not a
mother.
singer. Yeah.
She's
You want a
irrelevant.
bang girl that smells like hot
She
dogs?
used to date.
She could still be a singer.
Hot
though.
If she's hot, if she's
No,
as
she
hot as
doesn't.
Maybe I
Christina
shouldn't have
Aguilera,
smoked
can get over that.
Yeah.
Hot dogs.
Yeah.
She doesn't
Wait, what
sing
is she
anymore.
now?
Not singing.
Yo,
I'm
I
no-
know this is a couch, right? This
But
right
shit,
here is
it
a
was
couch,
99 cents.
but
that's a love seat. You telling me I gotta be in love to sit on a love seat?
We'll take a break.
40 minutes wrap up.
Hold on a second here.
So Mickey Howard back in the 80s used to be managed by Joe Jackson, which of course is Michael Jackson's father. She also used to date Gerald Levert.
You know what? I'm just going to play the same
that's
break.
where the whole thing comes about, because at that time she was dating Gerald Levert when she supposedly slept with Michael Jackson.
Hey, when we come back, have you seen a picture of this guy?
Great.
Is he black? Is he mixed? Is he white?
He's actually
because Michael Jackson has white kids.
A local brothel in the Cleveland, greater Cleveland area. I mean, this shit is like national tabloid news worthy.
So
it's
what happened
awesome.
today was they
and
had the
your boy
conference, and
Mark has the entire
actually released a statement.
So come
that
back.
says-
Apparently, Carl's going to stop the news story, and he's doing something.
Right, what the hell are you
Keep
doing?
going. It's fine. I'm just doing something.
Ignore the phone ringing right now.
Right, while continue to read the story.
So you get to listen to Haim
So
with The
before
Wire.
the conference,
And that's a really good
Steve
song, by the way.
Moose
That's
is
one of the
back from his
beautiful
trip.
songs.
What's up, Moose?
What's up, gentlemen and lady?
Hey, man, how you
Hi,
doing?
Steve.
Sorry, I just interrupted the news.
So Wire is a great song. It's the only good song on the album. The
I've
rest
got
of the album
used
sucks.
to
a bunch
that
of
weather
bangers.
and that ocean
More
and
than
that
one
beach
bag of
and all
dicks.
that good stuff. Now I'm
But
back here.
Haim, The Wire.
Hey, it's 35. It's
Back to reality, I guess, you know.
Where were you?
I was on the island of St. Martin down in the Western Antilles, down in the Caribbean.
Very awesome. All right, we can keep reading the news. Moose, stay there. Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to read
Yeah,
it? Oh.
Moose, you stay there. We can keep reading the news.
So, right, OMJ. So, B. Howard released a statement through his manager, Scott Broomfield. He said, to my fans, family, and friends, despite recent allegations, I did not authorize the testing of my DNA to be compared to Georgetown, nor did I contact TMZ regarding the publication.
Boardman, Ohio 44512.
Interesting.
So, as of today, by 3 o'clock, the DNA confirmed he is Michael Jackson's son.
Wow.
Snapshots
So
and
who
acronyms
is this
are
guy?
One stop for all of
His
your
name is B.
photography
Howard. He
needs.
lives in
From
Cleveland.
wedding photos to full-on
His
shoots,
mom-
we can
you
even
could probably
provide
pull
models
it
if
up,
you need a
like
beautiful
B.
woman to
Howard
make your photos
DNA or
pop.
something.
You can check us out on
He
Facebook.
lives in
Just
Cleveland.
search
His
Smith
mom was a former
Snapshot.
singer
Or
named
give
Nikki
us a call
Howard,
to check
and
out our portfolio
his daddy
at
is Michael
330.
Here we go. Here's a song by B.
361. Again, call Bill at Smith Snapshots at
Yeah, he has a song
330.
called
Hey,
Dance Floor.
how old is he?
Cleveland's only independent
Do we
talk.
know that? How old is he?
He's 31.
So that
His
would have
mom
been.
is 50.
So that definitely would have been Black Michael Jackson. That
Yeah.
would have been young.
It happened. What?
Oh my God, he
82?
looks exactly like Michael
yeah,
Jackson
that's
a
what I
little
was
bit.
saying. He looks
Come here,
just
dude.
like him. And that's what they
That's
were-
not him.
No.
It's one of those videos with the longest intros. Like, oh my God, it's a mini movie. Yeah.
That's what, yep.
Oh my God, he sounds exactly like him too.
Yeah, and he sings
I could
just like
definitely see that being Michael Jackson's kid for sure.
And when I
Yes.
first seen him, I was like,
Look at his
oh my God, he
look at
looks
his
just
eyes.
like him.
Look at his eyes and cheekbones.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let's hear the song.
So
If they
Michael
play it.
Jackson actually slept with women at one point in his
Yeah.
life? Wow. Well, he's ripping off his dad. I like the song though. I like the beat.
Yeah, me too. Oh my God.
Dude, he sounds just like his
Holy
dad.
shit, dude.
That's what they were saying.
Well, he's totally ripping off his dad right now, though.
Yeah.
I swear to God, this is like if Michael Jackson was still alive.
He looks like Prince right there for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
The hair makes him look like Prince.
Yeah. There's a little bit auto-tune, a little bit too much, maybe. And his pronunciation of words is very odd. Listen to...
He's over-enunciating.
Yeah. On the floor.
On the floor.
On the floor. That's pretty good, though, man.
No, this is really good. I like this. It's got a nice little
So
bass line
it's-
going. Little bass group.
It's very interesting that he was confirmed to be Jackson's biological, not,
That's crazy. So what does this mean? Does this mean
He
anything?
doesn't. He said he doesn't want any money. He doesn't. He just
No, he doesn't want any
wants
money,
to
but
be a
he wants to
singer.
ride his dad's fame, which is what he's doing in that video.
Well, yeah.
Come on, the whole face with the glitter. Yeah, come on, that's Michael Jackson.
The shiny jacket.
Yeah,
jacket.
exactly.
The long intro.
Hey, Moose.
Yo.
Have you heard of that kid, man? What's his name?
B. Howard.
B. Howard?
He's named after
I quickly turned on. I was channel surfing on the way home from running some errands, and he was actually on the Trick Show for about 5 minutes, and he actually sang on the air, and he he's a legitimate singer, so I know he does look like Michael Jackson in the taste department a little bit, but he does sing really well. So it's not really hard for me. It's not really hard for me to believe that, you know. It's,
right. And did you hear the DNA came back as positive? Michael.
Yeah, so it did Michael Jackson.
I saw a website posting, but I haven't. I don't know if that could be like. I don't know. Have you gone to the Stoke to see if that might be like fake or?
No. It's coming back real, man.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
What websites are confirming? Or what?
I don't know because Michael Jackson was a very secret life. Remember when he public used to like cover his kids like face with like masks and stuff like that?
You mean his
like,
white children?
Like,
white children.
Well, but he lived a very like secret, like closed-in life. So it's not really hard for me to believe that he had a kid somewhere else other than like where he was mainly staying out there. So.
Well, there's quite a few different ones that are confirmed.
I'm seeing TMZ, Heavy.com, BET, the Global Dispatch, Headlines and Global News, TV Mix.
I'm sorry, guys, but none of those are credible.
You know, when I want news,
no, actually, wait, I might be confusing the Daily Post with the Daily News.
The Daily News is the bad one. You're right.
Yeah. None of those
to Mahogany and Fur.
But I mean, it could be true.
It could be true. Dude, you've been playing some good songs lately, man. I want to believe it's true, Erica. Dude, don't crush my
The
spirit.
DNA samples for B. Howard will open on live TV.
It is amazing.
And offer proof that singer B. Howard is Michael Jackson's son.
Who's the woman? Who's the mother?
Good question.
Was she like just some groupie or?
But I did it anyway.
I think the mother was actually in the Cleveland area. I think where the story emanated and turned into a local story here. I think
He's from Cleveland or something, isn't he? Or he lived here?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, now he lives in Miami.
He does not look 31.
I turned you down when you yelled that. Is it like
He looks like he's a 12-year-old boy.
Here's the thing, like this comes out like all of a sudden in the meeting. Could this be like a I don't know how big he is in the music industry. Could this be like a publicity stunt to like get on the radar and say, hey, look, check me out.
I think that's
maybe like a jump start of his career or something.
It very well could be.
And Steve, until like I actually hear it like from a credible news site or source, I'm going to assume it's
Suffice
that.
to say, I think he's not doing the show.
We should try and get him on the air.
Okay, like who actually did the DNA testing? Do we have that information?
Yes.
Probably because everyone's listening to you right now instead of him.
No.
Live on or film on.
People are probably listening to me wanting to hear, or at least when I rip them.
Wait,
and
the
they're
studio
all
did the
fucking
DNA
fakes.
testing.
Not just
no, who
him.
was the
He's
actual
probably a fine guy.
company that did the
listen
DNA testing?
and waste
Do we
their
know that?
time
Do we have that
listening
information?
to someone talking about something they could have just
does
listened
not
to
say.
live.
Yeah, see, I'm
earlier in the day.
gonna call.
Exactly. But it was.
And if you want to discuss it,
I'm gonna be a skeptic about this until I, you know what I mean.
I'm trying to figure out a way to contact him and maybe get him on the air right now. See if he can talk about it. Because he, like she said, he said,
don't listen to me.
I didn't authorize this.
No,
where did he get his DNA
listen
from?
to us.
Did he
Instead. It'd be
Right,
great
yeah,
if we
we're
could get
way
us next week.
We're way
For
more.
just 5 minutes.
Carl's
Moose.
trying to alienate you guys.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Get
to
that
be
kid
yours.
on our show next week.
I'm on board the MFing train.
Do you have contact information?
No, that's your job, is to get the contact information and contact
I
him.
know you don't work for the show, but do it.
So fun.
You could be our
Yes, sir.
you could be our producer.
Steve, how was St. Martin?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Was like, I want to have a threesome with you guys, but then
You know,
doesn't bring it up
going
when there's
into
a
this
moment
time of
to
year
do
with
it.
like the brutal winter that we're going through, it really, you know, it was definitely a good recharge. I was actually supposed to be back in
You
town
did the show.
Erica
on
doesn't like that word.
Tuesday,
Times had threesomes.
but
Hey, Steve, really quick, for anyone listening who doesn't,
You guys could have
there
banged
may
me
be a
tonight.
new
In the
listener.
studio. You just
Steve
didn't
Moose
do it.
is
And
our
Dr.
from
Dre
time
could
to
have
time
been
tech
involved, too.
guy.
It would have
He
been
calls
awesome.
in
She
and
was
he
sucking on
gives
my
us the
titties
latest
and, like-
going on in tech world, new
And
gadgetry.
you guys
He's
are
our
done. I already
nerd,
went
our
back
resident
to-
nerd.
Yeah, he's our resident
Too
nerd.
late.
That's right.
Next week. What about now?
So
Right, guy.
that's who this guy is. So a lot of people
take
are
it.
like thinking like, who the hell is this random guy calling me
when I
about his
say no,
vacation?
I really
That's
meant you guys
who he
could've
is.
banged me, but I just wanna bet
The
you
reason
this.
why
I
people
wanna
may be
thank
curious
one of our
about your
big
trip to San Martin
sponsors
because you
here
took
on
a
the
lot of
show.
great pictures that you uploaded
Big
on
sponsor of
Facebook and
ours.
whatever.
They're
So
called
yeah, I'm sorry
Fleshlight.
for interrupting you, but I had to like
And
just
I
introduce
don't
who you
know
were.
too
Go
many
ahead, Steve.
people that want to have
Well, yeah,
sex
it was
with
it was a good
flashlights.
trip.
But if I
was supposed to
did,
be back Tuesday,
they
but
better be
I
listening
know
right
it
now.
had some kind of
I do,
like
because
an ice
you know a lot of people
storm
that fuck
on
flashlights.
Well, no,
Tuesday,
I'd fuck a
and
flashlight.
Hold on.
our
You
flight
fuck a flashlight.
You flaked what?
Why is that weird?
Our flight got delayed today because
No,
Charlotte was our connecting flight back home, and they had like some kind of weather problems, so we delayed today and got the stay connected to the island. So it's really
Hold on,
really good time.
Hold on,
They look like they're
I've
like
seen,
shaped like flashlights.
Yeah, I saw the Jenna.
Yeah.
This video.
Yeah.
Do
Do you think that's weird?
Oh my
Do you
God,
think
this
that's
video-
weird?
We did say flashlight.
Fuck
'Cause
you,
that's
video.
what it is.
Load, you fucking
In,
son of a
in
bitch.
But it
simplistic
looks-
terms, it's a flashlight that you
Right.
fuck.
But
Like,
it doesn't look like if you actually
I feel like I'm in the
look at
worst
it.
place on earth.
Exactly
and
like
this
a
doesn't
flashlight.
load, and I have
Wait,
internet
it's
all over
showing
my
it
house.
on it was
I'm
just-
spreading my internet love everywhere, but this video
It's like a
that
flashlight.
I
It's-
found,
Let's do our
and I don't know if
spokesmodel,
Steve will
our
remember it. It's
spokesman
called
right
the
now.
Poodle
It
from
looks
Hell.
like a flashlight with a pussy on the end of it.
Well, I mean, it's just
Steve?
like missing the light.
Yeah.
Do you know of a video called the Poodle from Hell?
It lights
look,
up.
look. That's
I
not a
know,
It
flashlight.
just
I
sounds
know.
dangerous.
You don't know about a video
They didn't
That's why-
show
called the
that
Poodle
one.
from
That's
Hell?
why they call it a flashlight.
That's why they
It's
call
a
it
play
a
on
flashlight.
words.
Yeah.
I know, but they
A YouTube video
I know it's a play on words, but they
called
didn't
The
show that
Poodle
one.
from Hell.
You know, you've asked him, bro. I don't think he knows.
I gotta get him to remember this.
I want to fuck this.
I could fuck this, but it would
And it
hurt.
lights up.
I feel like
But
every
it
time he
hurt.
tries to tell us about his trip to
So
St.
how
Martin,
about I
we
make
just
it
go,
like a
wait on. Hang on.
All right, while I'm getting this video to load, tell us about your trip to St. Martin.
He was
Steve, where the hell is St. Martin? Is it in the
Yeah, where is
Caribbean?
it?
Latex
It's
industry.
half of it's owned by France, correct?
Latex
Yes,
sales.
Martine.
He
Half
had a
of
surplus
St.
of
Martin
latex,
is
and he's like, what can I do with all this extra
French
latex?
territory, correct?
So they're
Yeah, the northern half
offering
is
you
French,
guys
the southern
money
half is
off
Dutch.
if you want to buy
And
the
there's no
flashlight that you
border
fuck.
control between the
So
two,
you
so you
go
pretty
to
much you just drive
WTMCCleveland.com.
and you
Look
cross
on the side
into
of
the
page,
other
there's a
part of
little
the
ad.
island. And
Ad
there's
for
really
flat
the only way
flashlight.
you can tell is
You click that, you
the
get
signs
money.
are more
I mean,
in
you
French.
get it for cheaper
You see the flags
than you were
at the very border,
would
but
if
it's
you were
really
to buy the fucking
it's
flashlight
just one
in
island.
the store
So
on
no,
their
it's not like
website.
you're
So you get the deal? Okay,
a major
Yeah,
big
so-
deal anymore. It's
what's the
like
discount?
Canada. It's
So you can just walk
you
across.
drive and
So, but none of it's owned by
and
none of it's owned
there's
by
like
America.
Bitcoin or
Like our
nothing there,
fans would
so-
probably fuck
None of it's owned by
flashlights.
I
America,
would fuck a
correct?
flat. Dude, listen.
What is that?
None of it's
I
American,
once
right?
dated a girl.
No,
I was like,
these are
would
just
you ever
Dutch
do that? I'm
and
like,
French
yeah,
only there.
absolutely. I don't own a
There's
flashlight,
another
but I
island
would
that's
totally
called
buy one.
Anguilla or Angola, and that's
Right.
I
owned
just
by
might.
British.
I just might. Or
There's
if
actually
I
like
those
5 or
euros to
6
send me
different
a
little
box, and
islands
we'll
around
We'll get
it.
some free ones here
There's
soon,
like
but-
St. Bart's,
I would
which is
totally
like a
do
big
it.
yachting
Now, I'll tell you
destination.
what, I've heard of
There's
saying, why is it socially acceptable for women
there's
to
Saba, which
have
is out
1,000
the bay,
dildos
and
in
it's
their
mainly
nightstand?
Right.
it's a volcanic
It's the
island
exact
with
same
like
concept.
like a little airstrip
Exact same
and a
concept.
tiny
I agree
little
with you.
town,
Don't
and
worry.
then
I just think it's funny
you
to
pretty
say
much
fucking
hike and go up to the top. The top is always covered in clouds.
That's
So,
great.
You should see some
supposedly really cool to
Oh, really?
go up and hike in.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Oh, dude, they got
Where is it,
butts.
Steve?
Pussies
Relative
attached
to
to it.
like
It's
I don't know,
I've seen
something
those.
like the
And you
average
just
person would know,
fuck
like
this,
Jamaica or Haiti.
This mound.
If you follow it,
With a
like
hole
the
in it.
Caribbean
You're
down,
like,
you
oh,
have
God.
like you have Cuba, then you have Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and then you
Honestly,
start
when I'm
like
jacking off, I use my hand. That's all I
you
need to
start
jack off. I don't
on
need to
the
fuck like a
on
plastic
the eastern
butthole.
side. You
Like,
have like the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, and then that's
You're
where
a
the
Virgin
trail
Island
down.
Big Lebowski porn.
No.
You need to look this up.
He said you were a Virgin Island.
You need
If
to
you
watch
didn't hear
it, 'cause
that.
I watched it. The
Yeah, I
entire
did.
thing.
Yeah, I did.
It's from American cinema.
That was very mature of
That's
Steve to
that's
ignore my
definitely
comment.
not
Porn
true,
parody
but
of it.
geographically,
They're-
in the
instead of,
southernmost
like,
part of the
pissing on his
Caribbean,
rug, the guy
before you
goes
get
out
to
with
like
the girl, and he fucks the girl on the
Grenada
rug, and
and
he's like, "You fucking
Barbados
on my
and
rug, man."
all those
And he's like,
islands
"You
down
came
there.
on my
It's
rug,
kind of like at
please."
the very end of the string of
Well,
islands down there.
Lebowski likes to collect VHS tapes, and the other Lebowski
hold on,
thinks
Steve.
Beta's the one
Oh,
way
God,
to
here
go.
we go again.
So they're like
Let's see if this works
fighting
this
over
time.
that half the time, and they're just like, and Bunny sucks his dick finally, and that one. And fantastic film. I think maybe we'll watch it later. It's a great movie. It's literally.
What's up? My name is Steve. I drive a 2008 Scion XP. I love the brand and I love the passion because I think I can bring some really unique, creative ideas to those fans.
I'd make it past like 20 minutes.
I'm
Like,
really
all right,
for
I'm
that
knowing
to
this.
happen. So
I find it hard to get
see you guys soon. And let's get my party rolling.
Clip of it.
Yes,
I've
the
never
Cosby Show.
Jello
Cosby
pudding.
Show sequel.
Jello
Steve.
pops.
Wow.
Theo's at a
But-
gangbang.
Yeah.
But the
You wanna
Cosby
suck
my
guy
Jell-O pudding
doesn't
pop?
have sex.
You there, buddy?
Sex with anybody.
Cosby
No, Cosby doesn't. That was not worth the payoff. But
Steve, I found this awesome video of you
The first one I ever saw
on YouTube.
The parodies was the Brady Bunch.
Talking about your
It's
scion.
not the Brady's Triple X.
And you're like, my name is Steve Moose, and you should pick me for the Science Exposed panel because I really like the culture. I'm Steve.
Remember when Bud on
It was awesome.
became Grandmaster Dean?
I like.
Oh yeah, I remember. That was
What the fuck was that about, dude?
He was a rapper.
And he had Kara's. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago.
But you don't remember a video called "The Poodle from Hell."
I would have sit down with Karis one day,
Poodle.
smoke a joint, and be like, dude, what
Poodle from Hell. No, I don't.
You have a video. I can't get it to load for some odd reason.
It's been deleted.
But the thumbnail is your face with this perplexed look on your face, and the video title is "The Poodle from Hell." And I need to see this video so badly. Like I need to see
you know
it.
what I think that is?
Oh, now he remembers.
Oh, no, what it is.
Well,
I don't think the reason
it threw me off is the dog is not a poodle. I thought it was a poodle, but it is. It's the neighbor's dog across the hall from where I live. That, like when you walk
I'm
up
not
the steps,
judging you.
I mean,
it like if you like walk anywhere near their
judging.
door, it
Because
like
now apparently
literally
she has dick to
attacks
fuck.
the door.
She
It
doesn't
like
need
growls
to-
and
she
bites
doesn't
and
need to
barks.
masturbate anymore.
So Steve,
Yeah,
how are you just now like knowing what Carl's talking
Some
about?
threesomes again.
Yeah, Steve, why do you know now what I'm talking about? But when I first said it,
Oh, that.
oh, that video.
That wasn't really a poodle.
Steve, I've got another video to play of you. Hold on.
Oh, she's.
I don't know. If this
Oh
In
God!
high school, she was a slut.
Why are we?
I don't even know
Well,
if this
she
one
was
is
knocked up
sound or
at
anything.
11.
Yeah,
This is horrible radio.
That wasn't knocked up
No,
at
it isn't.
11.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Be honest. Were
I
you a
didn't have
slut?
sex at 11.
Were you a slut in high school? Did you? How many guys did you bang in the 4 years in high school?
3.
Bullshit. Bullshit. How many dicks did you suck?
Wait,
He just threw.
is that Steve? You banged.
No, that's his dad.
Oh, no.
Oh, Steve, you
Four.
dick.
Steve has black friends. When she had the first kid.
That's some black people in that.
Who's the guy in the white T-shirt? I thought you said
Oh, maybe there's
15.
Steve.
I said 19.
No, that's his brother.
I said I
Oh.
lost my
Steve,
virginity
I
at
just
15.
put this video on here,
So one a year, basically.
and it's of
One-
you
one-
throwing a
one-
firecracker at your
that's not
dad
me.
sitting in a
That's
chair.
not- No, I thought she was a big whore.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
I
it was
was
after she was
alive about
19.
4 years ago.
Andy, how about
Tamika,
you?
what's your number?
Dude, what the fuck, man? That's mean.
Tell
Your
me.
dad, you could have killed your dad.
You
Steve.
could have killed your dad,
You told
dude.
us your number.
Yeah, she didn't
Yes,
tell us.
I
She didn't. We were at Erica's and we were talking about you never
I
said.
First time
did.
you had a
I
heart
said 20
attack.
because you guys
That's
were
what I'm
Oh,
saying.
God.
I know. I didn't want to be the guy to
like,
say
that's
it.
a good number.
Andrea's
Oh,
number's
that's
probably
right. And we-
But
we brought
the
that-
credit
Funny
to the
thing is, I
math
didn't
on that,
intend
per
to
year.
go
Sorry,
directly
wasn't
into
bad. I just
the air.
wasn't
I was
directed
trying to
at
do it
Dr.
to the
Dre.
side, and
Andy?
My
for
number's
whatever
like
reason, my
65,
aim was
70.
like perfect, and it
Yeah,
went
we-
like
you're
right
right,
into
man.
the chair,
We
and
said you were a
You're
whore.
not
scared the
perfect. That's not
bejesus
where
out of
you're
him, dude.
aiming.
I remember him dunking off like.
He wanted on his balls. That's what he was aiming for.
Wow.
On the balls.
How did I just find out that you had a YouTube thing with videos on it?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
How many videos does he have,
I think I had
Carl?
like 8 or 9 videos up there, but
There's
most
like
were dumb things that I've done.
There's 13 videos.
Know your number?
And
Okay.
one of
I
them's a
used to
chattering
write
cat.
down
You know when a
each
cat
ad.
sees a bird out the window and it
Man,
goes,
guys,
you know what I'm
girls
talking about?
lie, and guys lie.
Yeah,
too.
it's like
Girls
Jared's
lie,
cat
they
there.
get a lower number.
I don't lie.
Chattering
'cause
cat's good.
I like my
be
number.
real.
I'm trying to
I
find a
don't
video
like
Steve
either.
and
I
I
like
made.
Right.
I found
like
it.
mine.
If my
But
number
You guys
was
want to see this one
70,
real quick
80,
before we
Oh,
go back?
phone.
No,
Yeah.
girls
I
lie.
actually
Make it
found it. I
less
think
than
there's
it
like
really is.
1,000
So
views
Tamika's is
already
probably
on it
more
now.
like
I
60.
think.
What's the
Well,
rule?
the one I'm looking at has
What's the rule?
222.
They say
Oh, the other
five-
one has
They
over
say
1,000.
whatever the number is, cut that.
I'm gonna
by-
play this for the
by
crowd. Steve, hold on.
1/3 or something
For
like that.
guys, cut it.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
cut
girls,
it.
add.
Sorry about that. I should be turning it
Yes.
down each
So
time.
Tamika's number's really like 35.
No, it's
But
not.
I'm high.
So remember, yeah, so
You ever did a radio show
That's it,
on
too.
weed?
Out of
you
20
remember
guys,
when
it's
the
like two
Obama
dicks.
phone lady
Yes.
came out?
Wait,
Everybody's
are you?
dick number
I
on
made
my
this.
mind.
Wait, I see.
He looks like such a chotch. Look at that.
I know girls.
Me?
like that.
No, Steve. He has like a
Okay,
Vanilla Ice.
Now that I actually get a
haircut.
chance to like talk to a girl like you, let me understand the thought process. You're not willing to go down with dude, but any old fucking dude could just like bang you. That makes no sense to me.
That wasn't it. Some guys have, some guys didn't.
So only two guys asked you to blow him. That's awesome, dude.
I don't know. I think maybe the ones I dealt with, all they wanted to do was have sex.
No, well, okay. Maybe you're not the same girl I'm talking about. I know girls.
How many views does this have?
They're down to F.
Over 1,000.
Nice. It should have more than that.
No.
I'll point out one
Mama phone.
who says, I'm so good at giving DJs, and her name is Dr. Dre, who has never Yeah, you did. You liar. No, you said you were really good at it. Yes, you did. Yeah. You said you were really good at it. And then
Shit just got real.
No. You said I'm really good at it. I'm really good at it. Yes, you did. Before we had any discussion about anything, that's what you said.
All right. Me and Steve made a YouTube channel. Steve and I made a YouTube channel, and it was Carl and Steve Present. And we were gonna make more than just that video, but we never did.
Yeah,
and that video is like our legacy.
Used to listen to.
She's right. Cool it.
Right, Steve?
What a legacy.
I don't blame him. I would not listen to my show if I had my daughter.
It's a very
on the show.
hastily conceived video. Because I remember we were talking about it.
I want to meet him one day.
And I had this gem of an idea that song would like be
X-Nay
that
on the
woman
blowjob.
voicing Obama's on instead of the Manamana part.
We have 900 views on both of them because there's two videos.
Speaking of blowjobs,
one video didn't have the pictures of them in it. It was just the ladies. Yes. And the other video had the pictures of the Muppets.
No.
Steve, we should do another one
But
sometime.
sadly, we didn't have the monopoly on that video. I'm sure there's probably about a billion different Obama phone lady videos out there now with like auto-tune or whatever on there.
Auto-tune news and whatnot. Yeah, we were talking about that at work today. But Steve, it was really good talking to you.
Police raid a massage parlor in Bedford,
Nothing got
Ohio.
accomplished there.
Wait, hold on. Steve, tell us a little bit about St. Martin.
All right, Clevelanders.
Oh,
Here you go.
well, yeah. It
Boring
was just,
Bedford.
it's a family
Operating
vacation, so
above
we
the dentist
pretty much
office,
just spent a lot of
school,
time on the beach.
lawyer, and insurance
Did some
agency,
snorkeling
and
down there,
office
did a lot
building,
of
Orange Fish of Road,
Yeah, that's
and
really cool.
Rock
Cool.
Island.
All right, well, that was Steve.
All right, that was Steve. And that was really fun, guys. That was.
I hope you guys learned all about St. Martin.
I was
If you're
thinking,
planning your next vacation.
I was thinking how funny it would be to call him back and be like, "Oh, sorry, we got disconnected," and then just do it again.
Just keep doing the Matt Damon, Jimmy Kimmel thing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I can't do it again. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. All right, that's funny.
Are we done with the Michael Jackson story? Because we were so really interrupted.
What a full-on brothel. A secretive den whose business
Is it time for a break?
Provided a menu of services ranging from nude massages to
Well, you guys could have answered this
prosecution.
too. I don't have to be the one who answers everything.
You had your computer in front
You could have
of
said,
you.
"Hey, buddy, maybe we should take a break."
Every time I say that, you go, "No, well, let's just keep doing this." Just like I just walk
All right,
away.
we're gonna take a break, regroup ourselves together.
Research more about St. Martin.
Call Steve back about St. Martin and see if we can get him to talk about it in another hour and then hang up on him again or something. We will be right back on Mahogany and Fur. Don't miss the rest of this turd of a show, all right? If I can actually find the spot break, that would be great too. I don't see it on here at all.
So he gave me his
So
number.
maybe I can't even.
called
Maybe we
him
can't
a
even
few
go on
days
break
later
because I don't
to
see the
pick me
spot
up
break
and took me
anywhere.
to the office. She and other girls
I
worked
had
there
it.
7 days a week.
I put it
from
up.
about 10 a.m. to 6
So,
or
anyways,
7
guys,
p.m.
I don't know
6
why
hours
I'm
later.
not showing the spot
Your
break, so I'm gonna
uniform,
go back and
quote,
try and
was
get
sexy
it.
lingerie, thigh highs, and high heels or bare
Tamika.
feet.
Yes.
So talk
Walsh
for a minute so I can find
also
this. All right,
advertised
thanks.
online, touting the dream of an unlimited income from an August
Well, Carl
for
is
girls
trying to
online.
find
Craigslist,
the
I'm
spot
assuming. From an August 2013 posting, he quotes, "Girls
we can
needed
all
to
go
give
to break.
body rubs to male-based clientele in a clean, discreet studio. No experience necessary.
Come on, at least talk
Great
some.
opportunities to make unlimited income."
Wait, that was
called
quite-
Candace or Jim.
Mahogany and Fur.
And send photos to studiogirls54@gmail.com. Quote,
Smith
when I
Snapshots
first
in Akron
started,
is
it was
the
just
one
me
stop for all of your
Michelle
photography
says.
needs.
She briefly
From
quit
wedding
when
photos
Jim
to
brought
full-on
on another
shoots,
girl she didn't
we can
get
even
along
provide
with.
models if you
Quote,
need a beautiful
a
woman
cunt.
to make your photos
She
pop.
blames for
You can
bringing
check
the law
us out on
enforcement heat
Facebook.
on the
Just
business
search
when
Smith
she was having
Snapshots
sex
or
with too
give us a
many
call
people.
to check out our portfolio
Now,
at
how many classes
330
too many when another whore tells you you're having sex with too many people?
Again, call Bill at Smith Snapshots at
But I needed the money, so I went back.
790
As time went on, we got more and more girls, and by the time we got ready to had 6 girls.
Located at 644
I didn't think it was
Canton
fair
Road
that we did all the work
in
while he just sat there and did nothing and says and shit about Walsh taking equal split of money from the
Premier,
sessions.
tattoo and
But I
piercing
couldn't
parlor.
complain
Check out
because
their
he did pay
Facebook
to
page.
post the ads
Search
and for
Aces
food
and Eights.
experience.
See art by Rose, Chris, and all the piercings by Bill. Give him a
And
call
if I
at
didn't make any money that day, he gave me $10 an hour. It was fun. Jim was a nice man. I made good money. He supplied us with food, snacks,
Listen to Mahogany and Fur
top dollar
live
holes right here.
Thursdays at 7
He bought us
p.m.
clothes and
Eastern
anything
Standard
we needed.
Time.
It sounds like
Only
he was our
on
pimp, but it was nothing like that.
WTMTCleveland.com.
No, bitch, it was exactly like
Action
that.
bronze.
He was your pimp.
Strictly for my Jeeps.
He literally took half your pay,
Right.
and you did all the work, and he gave you cigarettes. If that's not a pimp on the corner, outside, down the road, I don't know what it is.
Slow down, baby.
Right. Usually, all six would be working at the same time, entertaining clients who found the ads, some of which appeared in scene, which happens
You
to be
need to slow down,
Miss
baby.
Esposito.
My whole team catch them low
In
down,
the four-part
baby.
arranged
I'm a
massage
hero
tables,
in my
on busy days,
hometown,
Michelle
baby.
was seat
Stop
up to 5
talking,
men.
just go down,
On
baby.
slow days,
Shit
1
on
or
my
2,
chest,
and
shoot
sometimes
colors
not
like a
at all.
Care Bear.
On those days,
Oh, yeah,
they'd all
see me
hang
tan,
out and
hopping
watch
out the van. You wasn't there, now you trying to show face. Fuck around, be a cold case. Chrome skates on an old day. Remote control chains, promote dope for the veins. Poke shakes, hoes and rose late. East steaks off a gold plate. Stone listen in the cold plate. Shit, you need to slow down, baby. My whole team catch them low down, baby. I'm a hero in my hometown, baby. Stop talking, just go down, baby. Long night by the spinal, built like a rhino. Push the 635 to the final.
It was an
Pearl white like what you sniffing in your sinus. The finest vaginas demolished by my dick. 1 year from Queens to the top. Cream of the crop, serve a fiend out my sock. 5 minutes, then they lean like the drop. Now they spinning through the furnace like the scene from the rock. High spinach like a doomsday prepper. Every Sunday in my Tuesday leather. Now my beard look like Uday and Cool Day. Play the pool on a cool day. Shit, you need to slow down, baby. My whole team catch them low down, baby. I'm a hero in my hometown, baby. Stop talking, just go down, baby. A lot of people with their hands out now. Got these motherfuckers mad cause I'm a standout now. You never let the hammer off, you got the soft hand. I heard you singing for the boss, man. Dog, I'm from a lost land. Spill coke on the heater. Drop a little sauce on the beater. 0 to 60 in the bush like a cheetah. New York, I'm like Cheetah. Like Caesar, no hype beater. Rockin' night sneaker. You get drugs for a good price, my price cheaper. Guaranteed. My trunk slapping like a tambourine. Body in these pussies with a camera team.
By now, you may be
Better
asking,
slow down, baby.
what the hell took so long to case
Better
raid
slow
the
down,
show?
baby. Better
Well,
slow down, baby.
according to the Bedford Police
Better slow
themselves,
down,
they
baby.
couldn't get enough
You need
concrete
to slow
evidence
down,
to
baby.
have a judge
My whole
sign off
team
on the
catch
search
them low down, baby. I'm a hero in my hometown, baby.
Many
Stop
people
talking,
aren't
just
buying
go
Bedford
down,
Police's
baby.
excuses, however,
You
since
need to
nothing
slow
really
down,
happened to the
baby.
rest of the big boys from the FBI and the
I'm a hero in my hometown, baby.
That's what shit real stuff. Now this is where the plot comes in. The FBI and police got the very same Bedford municipal judge that when it signed off on the very same search warrants was in on himself. He was in on this.
Mahogany and Fur.
Oh, yeah.
The most awfulsome internet radio show with no listeners on the planet.
Harry J. Jacob III.
Harry.
A self-described. Now listen to this.
Hello, we are back. Mahogany and Fur.
A self-described.
Welcome back to
man
the turn of the show.
Bedford
I am no
municipal
longer
judge
stoned, so we're good.
Was a regular client at Studio 54.
We were just talking to Steve. Mahogany and Fur may be going on a cruise in October. And I'll tell you guys, we're going to go, and Steve was telling me where it goes. It's Bahamas.
At Studio 54.
First day, we go down to Charleston. No, Charlotte. And we have a day at sea. Then we end up in the Bahamas. Freeport. I don't know what that means. But then, the next day, we spend the whole day in the Bahamas hanging out on the beach and fucking...
From Studio 54 who came into his court and passed it on to someone else.
You do.
No.
So what do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I'm down.
Me too. Me too. Are you down?
I'm down.
So it's like $310 for an exterior cabin, $260 for an interior cabin.
That means nothing to me, though. I need like an all-inclusive. Like, what am I?
That's well. Then okay. Here's the thing with cruises. I've never been on a cruise. Moose was telling. Have you ever been on one?
No.
Have you ever been on one? Okay. Moose was telling me a little bit about it. You buy you can buy. I think it's a 4-day cruise we'd be going on, and I think you can buy like a booze card. So I put like $100 on this booze card, and it's just drinks the whole time, or whatever it is. But it's like unlimited drinks once you pay for the card. And food, they charge it all to your cabin. So when you leave, you get your bill. So I'm gonna be like a little bit thrifty with that. Because I mean, once I'm drunk, I'll be spending like, give me 16 lobsters. Like,
I read this.
so, but I think you can. I mean, I think we can do this.
And,
I'll just start saving money now. It's in October.
really
We got a
quick.
lot. We got like 7 months.
Right there, me.
We can save money. We
Hey,
go on a
look,
cruise.
lobster noodle cat.
Not broadcast live from the cruise.
I was gonna say, don't even think about it, dude.
We might do something.
Dude, we can do it for my iPhone. We can do it.
No, we could do a little bit of Spreaker updates and things like that.
I'm not doing shit. I'm gonna party.
I'm gonna do Spreaker updates.
Low level prostitution.
I'll be in the background. All
What
right.
it's about is the money
So
laundering
that sounds
the
fun.
owner did. and the other
So we should do that.
financial-
Mahogany and Fur, Booze Cruise,
And the drugs.
or whatever.
The
We
drugs
should
were a big
invite a listener.
thing in this, and the financial stuff.
I got
Not
it.
the prostitution. Because
You guys out there listening on Spreaker, on iTunes, blah, 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 blah.
And they're clearly
The
prostitutes.
first person that writes me an email
I know it's not a felony.
at WTMTCleveland@gmail.com gets to come on the cruise
I agree.
free.
But
I'll pay for
along
you.
with what you're saying, I think
I'm not
the
even
big
joking.
scandal,
That's a
however,
bulletproof
is
cotton.
how
I'm not
much-
paying for their food and their drinks, but I'll pay for their cabin,
And I don't know about
and,
you guys.
and
you
we're
guys
going
are
to
like
road
West
trip it down
Siders.
there.
You'll pay for their room
Carl,
and
you're
board.
far
I'll pay
east
for their
side.
room and board. But we're going to road trip it down there, so you got to ride in the car with us.
Bedford Municipal is.
You know what's
known for
funny?
being
That's actually one of the
dicks.
only
They
situations
are.
where
People
the phrase room and board is literally what
For
you're saying.
instance,
Yeah.
If you
I'll pay for your room and board.
I'll pay for
If
your room and
if
board
you have a speeding
on an
ticket,
exterior
like, where you have to
cabin,
go pay them in
$310.
court,
So the first person that listens to this on Spreaker,
you get,
that
past
I'm
a
talking
certain
on
doors
Spreaker. I'm not
area
talking
where
about you
have
guys
to
listening
go
live right
get
now.
your ticket, right?
I want this to be fair
When you look
because
back
people
behind
listen to
you,
the show
doors don't open back
after
up.
the fact.
And they say
So I
that
want
if
you guys
don't
to
have
email
enough
me. The
money to
first
pay your
email I
fine,
get from someone on
they
Spreaker,
will
and this is
keep
going
you
up
there.
either tonight or tomorrow morning,
I had a friend
will get
who that happened to. She didn't
an
have
all-exclusive
enough money,
room and board
and he had
pass
to stay in. I
to
love
the
it.
Mahogany
crazy
and
is
Fur take over the cruise
That
ship.
seems almost illegal.
It is illegal.
What that means
They
is that
can't
we're
keep
going to
you.
be
What are
on
they
the
gonna
cruise
do?
ship with a
Put
bunch
you
of
in
other
jail?
people.
Yeah, that's
They
what
do.
they
won't take
they
over
hold
it.
you
We're
to
not taking
it.
over
So
it,
you
but
can
we'll take
get
over
a
that
family
room,
member
goddammit.
or
We'll take
somebody
over that
to
room
come
like a
down and
motherfucker.
buy
I'll
you
get you
back.
drunk if
What
you're
they
of
have you
age,
for your
which you
fucking
better be.
misdemeanor speeder in front.
Hey, make it a
Listen to me,
stipulation.
bro.
You
It's
have
not
21 and
illegal.
over.
21 and over.
That's
I was
they
going to say
can hold
18,
you
but
in
no.
jail.
21 and
This is
over.
Bedford. Welcome to Bedford.
Free cruise.
Yeah,
Me and
Bedford's
Tamika are
a
paying
bunch
for
of
it.
shit.
Notice how I
The
changed it right
Bedford
there.
Municipal court system. They oversee
Tamika,
several
come on. You got to kick
several
in a little bit, you
Not
guys.
just Bedford. They oversee,
$10
help me
each,
out.
and I'll pay the rest of it.
I didn't offer shit, dude. This is all you, man.
Like offered.
This guy.
All right, so anyways,
Solon
and
has
you
a
have to
room.
get to Cleveland, Ohio
No,
on the
no.
day we
You
leave.
see what married.
That's all you have to
do. Right.
That's fair.
You better
yeah.
run in Cleveland.
No, they don't have to.
I'm just laughing about the other thing.
Bedford
What
has
other
that
thing?
shit all
I was like, this is all your idea.
No, I don't care. I don't care.
You guys got to kick in. Come on.
Right.
I'll
You know,
pay. I'll pay.
$10.
I'll pay $310 from
It
the
just so
come,
happens
and we'll
that
have a good
all
time. And I won't let them talk to you guys then.
Getting
And they'll be
blowjobs
really cool
from
at a hot chick or
20-year-old
something, and I'll be like
Yep.
partying with the hot chick, and you go,
old
"Man, you
men.
drinking
You saw the
some?"
photos of these guys?
Beastie was his brother,
Old and
most
gray.
likely.
Disgusting. But Carl, you're saying that it's
So, all right. So,
So
Mahogany-
we're gonna go to Ask an MFer, and again, I don't. Oh, I got it.
explain what money laundering is.
Not everyone can be as knowledgeable about
moving
cold
money.
law
Moving money.
and sex as
No,
mahogany and
no.
fur,
This is what
which
money
is why
laundering
we
is.
created Ask a MFer.
let's
Ask a
say
MFer.
I
You
have
send
some
in
kind
your
of
questions and we
legitimate
give the
source.
best
Illegitimate
advice on the
source.
planet.
It's like selling drugs or
Okay, guys. Thanks again for writing in every week. You guys are awesome.
There's-
If we
I
don't get
can't
to
just
your
go to-
questions,
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Can I deposit
It's
like
starting to pick up, and we're getting a lot of
$2,000?
them lately.
Sure, sir. The bank
And there's really no
report,
rhyme or reason of what
if
I
they don't
picked to
have
ask on the show. There's
source of
just
your income,
things
they
that
have to report
strike my
it.
fancy. So this week we'll start
Let's
off
turn 'em on.
with
These guys get around that is,
it's titled "My Roommate is Driving Me Crazy," and it goes. My buddy and I have been living together for about 5 months, and the first 3 were fine, but now I'm so annoyed I can't see straight.
and be like,
And
my
worse
text
yet,
restaurant
I
may
can't
not
tell
have
whether
a
my
single
issues are
customer all day,
valid
but
or
on
whether this is
books,
just the
my business
normal
is doing
price of having a
very well,
roommate.
because I'm getting all my money from cocaine.
Kinda
My
like
buddy is a huge
massage
Netflix
parlor
fan.
is
In
usually
fact,
they're
that's
making
literally
people
all
up,
he does.
But they're making
He
money
just started law
by
school,
massage.
so he's in class 4 nights a week. But he's only gone for about 3 hours each of those
So what was his
nights.
washes guy?
Other than that, he is only ever
the
doing
massage
one
parlor.
thing, which is laying on his couch and
Yeah, he's
watching
like 71
Netflix.
years old.
Yeah, he's
The
an
only
old
time
man.
he's doing that is when he's the only time he's not doing that is when he's sleeping. But he doesn't go to bed till 3 a.m. And it's just
What's his
right
name?
back on the couch watching Netflix on his laptop again by 10 a.m. This is seriously all he does.
Interesting.
He does not socialize. He does not work. He does not see movies or hang out with friends. This is well and truly it. I don't care that his it does. I don't care that his life is empty of anything else. If that's what makes him happy, then so be it. It only drives me mad because it means that there is a sound coming from the living room constantly, and they write it in capital letters. And my bedroom shares a very thin wall with the living room, so I can hear it constantly.
Let's do the
all the
MNF
time.
after
The
show.
laptop is
Oh,
always
yeah.
blurring some
Today
new
we
TV
talked about
series that
stuff.
he's into. This sounds
Sorts of
horrible.
stuff.
The first 10 months, the
That's
first
so-
few
we
months,
talked
we were
about stuff
okay
and other
because he
stuff
kept
and
his
stuff like that.
habits to his bedroom,
How about
which was
that?
going to be my suggestion. But recently, he's migrated it out into the living room, and now he only uses his bedroom to sleep. So the only reprieve I get from this
You're
three
coming
is from
through loud and
3
clear over here.
a.m.
Turn up
to
your-
10 a.m. Ideally, he'd just take his Netflix habit back into
You're
his
coming through
bedroom.
loud and clear.
Do I
I mean,
really
your-
have the right
your-
to tell him he can't
your
use the
levels
living
are
room
just as good as
for
everybody
things
else's.
like this? I mean, this is what a living room is for, right? And he does pay half the rent. So, MFers, how would I even
turned you off
express
all
this
the
to
way.
him anyway? Is there a diplomatic way of explaining
how's it
to
going, Mark?
someone that their constant presence and watching of Netflix is just, well, obnoxious? I have no idea how to explain that nicely.
I turned it down again.
I have tried just asking him to
All
put
right,
in
anyways,
headphones or turn
that
it
was
down.
the
He
show.
does it for a couple of
I hope you
hours,
enjoyed it.
but doesn't seem to get the hint that
we
it's
do
a
really
larger
appreciate your
problem.
support
After an hour or two,
and
he'll take out the
supporting
headphones, turn it right back up
creativity
again,
And not stuff.
and they leave off with this.
And
I have
original
other
content.
issues, such as him never cleaning up himself after himself, or leaving his books and clothes strewn about the
That's
living
what I just
room.
said.
But I feel a need to tackle one problem at a time, and the constant noise from his
Yeah.
Netflix bringing is what
Yeah,
puts
that's
my
what I'm
teeth
saying.
to the
Yeah,
edge
let's
the
do the
most.
MNF after show. Mahogany
Signed,
and Fur after show.
screw Netflix.
You guys, the guys on the after show. I mean, the guys on Mahogany and Fur. They were talking about weird
Well-
stuff.
All sorts of stuff.
You know, my
Right, so
normal
goodbye.
stuff
See you next
is
week, Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m.
just
Eastern
fucking be a
Standard
man
Time
and
at
tell him, dude.
WTMTcleveland.com.
Be like, dude,
Or
you're
you can
cramping
use
my
the TuneIn
style.
Radio app. You
You're
download
sitting
that app
in
to
the
your phone.
living
It's
room,
available for all sorts
fucking
of
farting on the
devices.
couch,
Then you
playing your
search for
Netflix,
WTMT.
watching Orange is the New
Then
Black,
you add that to your favorites because
being
you
a fucking
always wanna listen.
asshole. Get up, you
And you
pimpy
better
face
shut that
bitch,
damn phone off.
and get a life.
That was terrifying.
That's what I would normally say. And right now, I'm just gonna say the same thing. Get off
You know,
your
you're
ass.
also
Tell him
talking
to
like-
get off your ass.
You
And
are.
be a man.
You've
Be an
been on this whole
adult,
time.
dude. Bro, I like to watch Netflix too, and maybe,
Yeah,
you know,
you
I was
just
just
talking,
thinking,
didn't point.
maybe he's depressed. Maybe he has some kind of depression going on.
Okay,
Maybe
anyways,
he needs
all right,
someone
guys,
to talk to
stay
him about
healthy.
it.
See ya.
Like, bro, you need to get up, man. Or maybe that's it. You know, you don't know until you talk to him. You don't know what's afflicted you.
Well, do you think what you just said? Do you think that's really the most appropriate way to come at him? Because that's what he's really getting down to. How should I approach this?
Walk up to him and ask him. Talk to him.
Are you depressed?
Like, hey man, you know, I've been seeing you just been like sitting around doing nothing recently. Like, you know, what's going? Is something going on? Is there something you want to talk about? Like, are you all right? You know, I care about you, bro. You're my roommate, bro. Talk to him. Here.
Well, it seems like, yeah, you're right. He may be depressed, but he may just be like a homebody hermit kind of person.
Isn't he in law school?
Yeah, he's in law school, so he's not completely like, you know, just out of the world, but he does have some kind of motivation in him. But to address the actual problem at hand, what would you say to me, girl? Like, how would you? Because the thing is, like, you never know someone till you fucking live with them. You know what I mean? And you can be best bros, but the moment you live with somebody, you're like, dude, really? What are you doing right now? Shit like that. How would you, in the nicest way possible, without, you know, starting a fucking Cold War in the house? Because that's what I feel like Screw Netflix is saying. Like, how do I not start a Cold War in the apartment right now, or the house, wherever they're living in? How do I have him not resent me? So, what would you say to me, Jeff?
Well, I've been in that situation before with a roommate. Except it was constant sex.
Why didn't you go in there and join in on that?
I've actually been in that
Why?
situation. You know what's funny? I've actually been in that situation too.
I don't feel like that's that bad of a situation. I mean, big deal.
No, I'll tell you why it's a big deal.
Yeah, tell me. Because people should be able to do whatever they want. They pay for
No, that's not the
rent.
point.
No.
That's not the point.
No.
It's the loudness of it.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's what I was leading to. Yes.
I mean, like, I'm sorry, you can have quiet sex. We all did it when we lived with our parents. We all did it.
Come on, Tamika, give it to me, Tamika.
So anyway, how would you deal with that, Tamika?
That situation, now dealing with the TV, and I know personally me being in school, and I have the biggest problem with people and having the TV up loud, and I'm trying to study, and I seriously be like, really, you see me studying, why are you put some headphones on? Now I know the situation he said, he wears headphones, but he takes them out. To me, it seems like he's kind of doing it to irritate him a little bit.
I don't see that.
You don't see it?
No.
I think he's just clueless.
I think Tamika gets mad at anything anybody does. You fucking try to irritate me, motherfucker? You're watching TV in the living room.
No, sometimes people do stuff because they know that it'll kind of get a rise out of you, and he's not getting a rise
I don't
out
get that vibe.
You don't get it?
No, I don't get that vibe from him.
You think he's clueless?
Because he would have wrote at some point in his long email, he would have wrote at some point, like, I think he's been doing it to be a dick. He didn't write that anywhere. I think what Screw Netflix is saying is he feels bad for this dude, and this is all he's got is his little Netflix. And if he takes that away from him, he's going to kill himself. You know what I mean? So here's what I'll say. And tell me if you think I'm off track. I think Screw Netflix is way overthinking it. And I think he's let the problem get out of hand instead of cutting it off at the head. I think you need to, like, just sit him down, like, listen, dude, I don't mind you being out in the living room, you know what I mean? But you gotta understand, like, our walls are very thin, so when you're watching movies, I hear those movies all night long, and it's disturbing my sleep. So if you could just either, like, watch it with headphones or go in your bedroom and watch it, there would be no problem. I can't have you disturbing my sleep cycle like this. You know, like, you watch movies all late at night, and I don't care what you do, but it's affecting me. So grow a pair, dude, and you don't have to attack him. You don't have to be, and you don't have to be like, are you depressed? Well, obviously he's depressed. There's something going on with that guy. But that's the guy you chose to have as your roommate. So, you know, that shouldn't be in shock to you, but that's your roommate. Just tell him, listen, man, I can hear you watching movies all night. Please either watch them with headphones if you want to be in the living room, or go in your bedroom, turn the volume down. There's no other way around it, dude. Stop pussyfooting around it, okay?
News on top of the hour.
I'm with you.
Do you know how many times, like, my roommate, like, he'd have our mutual... They're
From
all my
Feature Story
buddies,
News in
but
Washington,
I would
I'm
have to work
Simon
in the morning,
Marks. The family
and
of Oscar
he would have his
award-winning
buddies
actor Philip
playing
Seymour
video
Hoffman
games
is
all
requesting
fucking
privacy
night, and
after
they were
his death
drinking, too,
in New
so you know
York
how that
following a
goes.
drug overdose
And,
at
like,
the
you
age
know,
of
sometimes they come out
46.
and be like,
Protests have disrupted
I'm
an
not gonna
attempt
say it
by the
again.
government of
Turn the
Thailand
fucking
to hold
TV
a general
down, man.
election,
And
and the
right.
stage
Yeah, no,
is
that
set
makes-
for the
yeah.
Winter
Then after, like, you know,
Olympics to
3
begin
times of
later
me, like,
this week
flipping a shit,
in the
bringing
Russian
everybody's
city of
mood down,
Sochi.
he got the hint, and they didn't do that.
It
So,
must have, like, cut the
girl
commercial
pair.
because, like, the sound level went down and I just heard this burp. You know, you hear the burp, and all of a sudden, he doesn't want to yell, but I know he's pissed.
Right. Come back. Well, no, not your break.
Did you sit in something icky?
Come back.
No,
Move on to
Steve.
something
And
else.
why
Okay,
are you
we
saying
got-
icky when you're 32 years old? Right?
Live Thursdays at 7
What do we got?
Eastern Standard Time.
What do we got?
Only on WTMT.
I'll be right back.
I love how I got that, but she did.
I really didn't. I'm sorry.
The WTMT Weather Center.
At 6 p.m., weather reports for
have
selected
to grow up
cities.
there?
At Cleveland Hopkins Airport, snow flurries were reported.
make a
The
grow up
temperature
there.
was 26 degrees,
have a
the dew
vagina
point
grow up
21, and the relative humidity 81%. The wind
Virginia?
was north
Virginia?
at 9 miles an hour,
Virginia?
producing a wind chill of 17.
I like my Virginia.
The pressure was
I like
30.22
my
inches
West
and
Virginia.
rising. Elsewhere across Ohio, it was cloudy. It was 24 at Berkeley Front, 26 at Lorain, 24 at Toledo,
Send a
24
text
at
message to a
Mansfield,
random
and
number and
29
say
at
this.
Akron Canton
And I dare
Airport.
you two to do it.
Youngstown reported
Tell your
26,
girlfriend about us,
Cincinnati
or I will.
reported 30, Dayton reported 28, Columbus reported 29, and
Do it,
Ashtabula
just random number.
reported 23.
Do it.
Reports
See
from
the
nearby
response you
cities
get.
outside Ohio. Skies
Because you're
ranged
supposed to
from
get, like, a
mostly
response,
cloudy
like,
to cloudy.
it's like this thing
It was
that's going on
31 at
online now. It's
Pittsburgh,
just sending,
23 at
like, a
Detroit,
text message
and
that
29
says,
at Buffalo.
"Tell your girlfriend
Erie,
about
Pennsylvania
us,
reported
or I will,"
24.
to a random
Indianapolis
number.
reported
So you're playing a game with
24,
numbers?
and Chicago reported 16.
So say if it's a
So to see what happens when
I
you know.
think I'm with you, girl, but I feel like we could rephrase that better because first off, you're eliminating half the population.
Right. You are. You are.
So how about we say instead of like your girlfriend, we
Is
say
Mahogany and Fur.
tell your lover about me,
Yeah.
or I will,
Or
tell your.
How do you word that without sounding fake?
No, without sounding like gender
Mahogany
specific.
and Fur.
Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, you could say
At 216
Right.
tell your boo about us.
6594.
No, how do you do that without sounding black or Latino?
Okay. All right.
tell your boo, baby. Tell your boo.
Tell your boo about
Tell
me.
your boo, poppy.
You better not tell your boo about me. All right, Tamika, get your phone.
No, I am not doing
Then
that.
give me your phone. I'm gonna do it.
No.
Just give me your phone.
No, I'll do it. I'm just saying, like,
How do we make it sound not gender specific? All right.
I'm Carl.
I
We got
really
Mark
think
in
you
the
have to
studio.
tell someone
Tamika's
about
in
us.
the other room doing nothing, and we're starting the show.
Because
She's not in here.
if you don't, I'm gonna tell them.
no, that's all
Tamika,
well
get in
good,
here.
but I like the way you're thinking.
Right.
Keep going.
What's up, dude?
I don't know.
I really
I
think you
feel
need
a froggy tonight.
I
man.
really need to tell
I'm
you
still a little
know
drunk.
who
Excuse
you
me,
need
let
to
me-
tell
let me
about
let the
us,
lady
or
in.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
tell
let the
them.
lady in. So I'm going to print out the news
That
stories
works
while
because
we're
you're
doing
not
this
being gender
because
specific.
last-minute
Let me ask you a
shit
question.
is hilarious.
Is there a swear word that's gender neutral or
Look at
referring
Tamika
to an
tonight. She looks so
individual?
ladylike.
For instance,
Tell that
That's
fuck.
a good look.
you don't call women
I like it.
assholes. You don't call guys bitches.
Well,
You look so unassuming.
you've called guys bitches before.
but
Like she needs
in the
sex so
context
bad.
of like
This, tell that.
Information, I got sex.
What? Tell your
you don't call. You wouldn't say if it was a woman. You wouldn't say tell that fucker. You wouldn't
tell
say
your
that.
Jabberwocky about us, or I will. I think though. I think the tell. You know who you need
Everybody
to tell
out there
about us,
in
or
radio
I'm going to tell
land,
them works.
Tamika got laid
Because
this
then they'll be
past
like, what the
week.
fuck?
Tamika.
Too vague though. It's
Yeah.
too
Can you
vague.
tell us a little bit about what happened?
Too
How
vague.
how long was the drought? Was that? Because there was a drought, right? The drought 3, Lil Wayne.
I
mixtape?
think it has to be gender specific. And if you fail on the first one, they're not going to tell the random number you're calling, you're
She
texting it
sounds
to
like
the next
some lady
time.
telling you
So
about
there.
a storm of,
So
like,
I mean, I know it's a
7
numbers game, but if you text two numbers,
Why don't you get on that little
Your odds
voice
are better
that
than
you got,
texting
the little
one.
deep, little sexy voice, and tell us what happened. Tell us what. Tell us.
Even if I do
'cause
this,
before you weren't getting laid at all. I mean, like
the,
you were
the,
like,
the
I
actual
don't
possibility
get
of
laid, I
return
never get
tonight
touched, nobody
on
ever
this
touched
show
me,
is
blah,
very
blah,
slim.
blah,
we
blah.
should try it anyways.
Blah, blah, blah,
Why don't you
blah.
try it?
But
My phone's
in the
dead,
past
dude.
week,
I just thought of it, and I
you
was
got
starting
laid,
to do it.
is
That's
that
why I was
correct?
doing. We were doing the thing, but
So
I
your
couldn't get it.
husband bit the
Like we
bullet
need to think
and
of a
fucked
number. Like you need to text a number that starts with the same
and fuck
3 digits
So
yours
were
does.
you
You
the
know what I'm
cause
saying?
of the
Okay,
no
so
lay?
216, whatever your digits are,
7-3.
Okay, this is
and then
like
blah 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 blah. Like,
this is
why
some
does that make a
information that
difference?
we
because
didn't
we know
I
that's a
always
cell phone. 773 is a cell
No,
phone.
I knew what it was from the get
And
dude.
that
Okay,
opens
that's what
What?
you s-
that opens up the options
guys don't
of
hold out
you
like that.
getting a
Women
correct.
Women
And there's
was-
so many cell phones.
Tamika
It's going
was
to give
holding
you a
out for
correct.
him.
I mean, you're going to get
She
someone
was
on a
like-
cell phone
she's like, I'm
immediately.
still
It
mad
would be.
at you.
It could be an old
So,
lady,
you
and
ain't
it's
getting
ruins
that.
it.
Why
But it
was
could
she
be
holding it
like
out,
someone
though?
that's
Why
like,
was
"What the
she
fuck?"
not-
Well, you know,
Yeah.
makes
I
sense.
told you not to
mean,
talk-
I hear
to
what
text
you're
me.
saying. I hear what you're
Business in the
saying,
street,
but
but, you know,
I
they
feel
went
like
from
I don't have
being
the energy to do
estranged
that
to
right
they
now.
got back together. It
And
takes
this show's
time.
already been like
You know,
a
Tamika found
a
was
train
like,
Well, we
wreck.
can talk about
you
the
know,
other
I'm not
stuff
on fuck
while
you
it's
mode
happening.
anymore,
So that way it's
so
not
I'm
like
gonna give you
it's not
something.
like
Is that
dead air
not
while
how
it's
it
happening.
All right,
All right.
fine.
So
Yeah,
read that
exactly.
news to me. I want to
So,
hear what you
Tamika,
have to say about
how
some
did that
whatever
night
stuff.
go down?
She's so ladylike. Yeah, you're right, Mark.
So how did the night go down? How
Former
did
Miss America
what
contestant
transpired that
came
you
out
were like?
That's what we want.
queer
Yes, that's what we
in
want to know.
history.
Were you guys
Queer.
having a few cocktails?
Queer.
Or were you sober?
All right.
Oh, that's
I don't like that.
What is this like 99?
Are you gay?
That was a long-
Lesbian?
No,
Straight?
that's what
2001.
Like,
Queer.
what are you? What's
that's
queer?
what it. That's what it said. Queer.
It's a long story why
Is he sober?
Nina Davari, which is
it
the
like an
first
AA thing?
Indian American winner, came out as a lesbian.
Is he one of those weird guys who's like,
As you know,
I just
many
don't
Miss
like
American
alcohol, the taste
contestants
of
have been
just
viewed
powder or
as the
something.
embodiment of tradition. The girl next door, who just so happens to look like Barbie.
Oh yeah.
So for her to come out,
So did he
and
like
she
have
put
some
this
kind of like
on her
crisis
personal
where he had to
blog
stop drinking?
that she was queer.
No, I just think
I feel like there's a story in there somewhere that you're not telling us.
Again,
so
this
it's
week.
making her the
No,
first
this week
lesbian
not
contestant
dig it
to
out
have
to me. I
competed
will
at
tell
a
you.
national level.
No,
So on her
I can
February
say, like, our
20th
first
blog,
anniversary,
she said, for a while I struggled with the decision of whether or not it was necessary to come out. People can't know that their best friend, brother, sister, coworker, neighbor, news anchor, favorite singer,
So
or
he
local
had
coffee shop
a hangover
barista
and he
is
stopped
being
drinking.
oppressed and denied the rights in which
Oh, Wayne!
their heterosexual counterparts
I have a hangover
are so
fucking more than my
happily
life.
partaking
Can't stop me.
Unless you open your
But
mouth
that was
and
years
say
ago.
it.
I mean, he occasionally.
So Trent, who is 27, finished as a top 10 semifinalist in the 2011 Miss America
Well,
contest.
that's,
after winning
I
the
mean,
title
I'm
in
like
Miss
talking
Kentucky
shit, but that's
in
respectable.
2010.
You know, more booze for me. keep the
I
price
realize
down.
there
But,
is no way for people to know that I disagree
you know how like
with
some
their
people
anti-gay
they
views
like
or
have some kind of
even
crisis
so,
or they
to
find
know
Jesus
that
and
they are
like
talking
know.
about me unless I actually open my
Coincidentally,
mouth and
there's a
say
good. I heard a good
So
joke.
gay rights
anecdotally,
organizations such as
between us,
GLAAD
like, you
and
know,
the
I've
Trevor
never
Project
met
have
someone who was a
applauded
grown
Trent for
adult
her
who
bravery.
found Jesus,
And she has
and
also
like
been
their
getting
life
kudos
wasn't in
from
shambles when they had to find him,
When they found
which is
him.
so true. It's so
I've
true.
noticed that.
Dude,
I've noticed
anybody
that.
listening right now, anyone listening,
I mean, it's like
call
seem
in
like
if
every
you
time I
know
turn
at
around,
least one
somebody's
person or
coming
you
I don't
yourself,
care. And
if
actually,
you found
Tamika,
Jesus and your life is
why don't you make the
perfect.
story?
I
That
picked
tells
the
you
story
all you
because
need to know
it's
right
an
there about
Miss
religion, right
America.
there. All you need to know.
Cares.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, who really actually cares?
Who really cares if
Because
someone's
it's
gay,
like-
straight,
exactly,
bisexual?
because
It's
the
to
Miss
the point of who
America
cares.
world,
And it's
you
fucking
can't
with
really.
people.
Well,
do
you
that.
said it yourself, Tamika.
what?
You feel like
Who
every time you
said
turn
that?
around, there's
That's so wrong.
someone you never thought coming out of the closet.
Wow.
Now, why don't you
Darby,
pick
don't
this
say
story
that.
besides
Don't talk
over
about
Michael
religion.
Sam, who's an NFL player potentially? That's a bigger deal than Miss America,
Set the mood
in my
here.
opinion.
So you guys just sit
I mean,
down.
because it's a female
You guys just
perspective.
sit down.
I think a lot of the
What are you
times
guys doing?
people, she
So
may
ma-
be gay, right? But I think they
Oh,
come
no,
out
not
as gay, and this is going to sound kind of fucked up, but to get publicity.
No, we were
Like-
watching.
Like, she's gay, right?
What were you watching on
I mean,
TV?
if her
The
friends,
real
family probably
Desperate
knew.
Cunts of
The
Atlanta.
real world?
But, like, I don't care if she's gay or not. Like, it doesn't bother me one way or the other. Like,
Say it. Say the real
and maybe she's trying to get her
Say
name
it.
out there more
Actually,
because she is
last
gay.
week was a good episode, though. But we won't.
I mean, that could be totally
Hey,
coming in from left field on
you're
that.
not getting
And that
off
could
the
be
hook.
totally wrong,
You're
but I mean,
arguing
think
the
about
story.
it. Like, she could use that
What's
to her
the show with Kevin
advantage,
Hart and Robin Thicke? What's that
and
called?
that she timed it and
the
everything. Like,
real
you know what I mean? Like,
Husbands?
so she
Is
gets
that
more
good? Does it look-
publicity.
Is it
But
funny?
It's
but
very
what?
Is it? Should I check it out?
I mean, what?
Yeah, you should
all right,
check it
all right.
out.
I'm
I don't
just
think
saying.
you're off
Americans
base,
needs
Carl.
publicity.
I
I mean,
don't,
who cares?
I don't think you're off base. And the reason why I say normally,
Oh, he got
if
too
it
big?
wasn't, no, what I'm about to say applies to her and her only.
Right.
Normally, I would totally disagree with
I
you.
know
I don't
you
think
own
people come out of the closet for more
know you
publicity.
own it.
I
They
think
replaced him with Bobby
certain
Brown.
people come out of the closet for more
no,
publicity.
they did not.
For instance,
Holy shit.
Every time
the
someone says
Miss,
Bobby Brown's
Miss
name,
Teen
I'm
America,
surprised he's still
like
alive.
2 years ago,
He's
who
still
like made
alive?
a porn video. She ended up making like $100 million.
Yes.
Like, or not, she
So
didn't
set
make
the
that, but
mood
I'm
here.
exaggerating. But
Here
her video
Studio.
ended up making
WTMC
multiple
Mahogany
millions of
and Fur.
dollars.
This is funny.
Just
I'm
because
sitting
she
up here
was
talking about my
the
sex
former
life.
Team Miss America.
Right.
Hey,
And the only
We
reason
talk
she
about everything
came out and did that
on
was
the
because, you know, for publicity,
Tell
she
us
did that
what
porn
you
thing for publicity.
did that
And
night.
she got
What
paid for it, so I don't blame her. Go.
Mood,
I don't
like,
blame her
your
either. I mean,
vagina,
So maybe you might be
set the scene.
you
You're
know,
both-
right about
you're
that.
both
But
laying on the couch,
the reason
watching
why I
TV.
say I
No,
normally
we were in
wouldn't
the
agree with
bed.
your
You-
that
oh, you were in
opinion
the
is
bed, you're
because
watching TV.
the NFL player. Did you know?
Don't
I hope you
ask
know what I'm
me
talking
what
about. The
we
college
were
player
watching
who's going into the NFL right now.
Right, yeah.
It wasn't
I don't
any
think he would
reality
ever
show.
do
There's
that
like some
for
sexual
some kind of
tension
publicity,
here.
because
Alright,
the
so who
NFL.
made the
That's
first one?
honestly
What
like that's a huge
Huh?
dice
He
roll.
made
Is
the
what he's
first
What
doing.
did he say?
No,
I'm with you.
Openly gay.
Because he's
I have a
opening
certain
himself up for
spot
criticism.
that knows
Because the
where
NFL could
it's
just
on.
easily say, "Well, no, we didn't like. No team picked you
Clothes
because
started
you're not that
falling
good."
off
And
and
honestly, his combine
rolling
numbers
around.
weren't that good.
Yeah, no, they
He had a
weren't.
poor combine performance.
Right.
So they could easily use that as an excuse. Be like, "Yeah, that's why no one drafted motivations. I think
because of your sexuality.
Yeah, I think he came out just to be like, you know what? I love football, but I'm also
and I
gay.
love dudes.
And I wanted to set a precedent. So I don't think he had the same motivations.
I think his coming out was a lot more important
and so
than Miss America. Like his coming out meant something.
No,
like,
I just said how it started.
It's turning the
and that's another thing.
It's me on my neck. I have
That's why I kind of called you out really quick, Tamika, is because like
Don't come
him
over
coming
here.
out is a huge deal because he's coming out in a sport that's a traditionally like
He's pushing my chair.
overly masculine, testosterone-filled sport, which is why that's a big deal. Now, Miss America, and honestly, like the most conservative motherfuckers who like
No,
you
but
know,
it was,
fags, they will still watch some lesbian porn all day long.
So-
You know what I mean? It's funny how they have that double standard.
Kind
How long
of
was
a
it
big deal
between the
because
time you
it's
last had
Miss
sex with your
America.
husband?
You know, they're like
Not the other guys.
embodiment.
And now-
other girl next door. They're the ones
The
that
Wednesday gangbangs.
You would never.
There's
like
a
women.
there's a whole genre of girl next door porn. Everyone likes some girl next door porn.
I love that.
Yeah.
Shut up. Porn.
Oh, y'all. Who is
Anyways,
y'all? You mean
come on,
half
Tamika.
your? You mean 80% of people?
So did he?
80% of people watch porn.
Last night, or the
I
other
didn't
night?
say that you did.
That's a
I'm
number that I
saying
just
we're
made
talking-
up. I feel like it's
yes,
accurate.
it was nice.
Oh,
It
A
was
lot
last
of
night.
most people watch porn. Okay, let me ask you a question, Smika. You and your fucking news sites,
You're still radiating.
your the stories you pick. Why didn't you not pick the story about the
Girl,
the girl who goes
I
to the
think we
Duke
would,
who's doing
hear,
porn and she's getting
Lonely
huge
Island.
backlash about that? Why did you not pick that story?
Lonely Island. I got a better thing.
Do you even know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I did.
Why didn't you pick that
Because
story?
it had sex.
That story would have been something we could have talked about for an hour.
Right, what was that? How could we have talked about that for an hour? That a chick
it's my
at
jam,
Duke
dude.
is
We
doing
could
porn
have
and
talked
she's
about the
black.
double standards that our society has.
But it doesn't. We can still talk about that because I feel it's a double standard that y'all sitting up here saying that this girl coming out as a lesbian is less important than some dude
I feel like
in
you're
the NFL.
well.
You're missing the point.
You're
I
missing the
think.
point. Listen, her coming out of the closet is nothing like that makes anyone bat an eye. Michael Sam, I feel like I'm not getting his name right. I know his last name's Sam, but him coming out of the closet, that's a huge deal. Just like it was a huge deal for that basketball player a couple months further back to come out of the closet. That's a huge deal. No one gives a shit about Miss America coming out of the closet. First off, we don't know who she is. Miss America's not a like.
Miss America is the most antiquated thing that we probably do
Yeah,
in this country right
it's
now.
not.
It's
something,
dumb.
It's not something that when you think of Miss America, you don't have any other preconceived ideas besides beautiful women. You don't have any ideas about like an agenda as far as like masculinity and feminism. You don't have any of that. You just know these are hot girls.
It's
and
hard to bone by yourself.
Paid to like, they're not paid, but they're told to say shit they care about.
Stupid.
But you know,
What are you doing,
no one
Carl? You're
cares.
like over there shuffling paper.
I'm working on getting the new stuff all set up today. I'm a little
Anything?
behind
Yeah, anything?
on that stuff, but hey,
You feel
so
You're gonna write a
you
Facebook
got
Facebook post about this?
Yeah.
basically, you know,
Those
put
two
it-
assholes.
Listen, Tamika. What is important about Miss America?
No.
Oh, they're married. How did they
Why would it be
So are you gonna be
pageant
pregnant?
that
She's got, like,
many
9
people
kids.
worldwide?
They don't
No,
use
I only have 4.
She's never used a
I
condom.
only
in her
have
life.
4.
Yes, 4.
I only
I know
have
people
4.
that have more. than
She's never
four.
used a
They have
condom
the
in her
bikini
entire life.
segment and everything Yes, I like that. have. It shows that these
Tamika, that's far too
young
many.
ladies.
So-
No, it's not
so
far
was-
too many.
are all your
They
kids
do
by your
as
husband?
far as being in college.
How
talk
many are
about
by your
different
husband?
things. Well, I
Two,
agree
and
with
then
Mark
the other
on that.
2 are 2 different guys. One guy.
Told to say. 'Cause
One
half
guy.
of them don't
Okay.
even know what they're
Who's
saying
this guy?
anyway.
Who's this guy? Tell us about him a little
But
bit.
I'm just saying it is a big deal.
Well, he
because
was-
first
he
of
was
all,
a
it was
high
on
school
the
boy.
Yahoo top stories. Otherwise,
No.
I wouldn't see it. Number. No.
Brum, brum, brum.
Shut up.
She reveals her source.
Rated off and on,
Yo, you're on.
probably from,
I
let's
can't
see,
hear myself.
he's
Check.
Oh, you
Yeah,
lost
there
your
we go.
virginity when
Yeah,
you
I
were
was
like
out.
11, right?
Oh.
I was 15.
To go
Oh,
along
excuse
with
me.
what Carl was saying,
4 years. 4 years.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah, hello.
So,
Check.
I mean,
No one gives a shit about Miss America. Like a week after the patch is over, no
how
one
old
talks
were you
about
when you
Miss
had your
America.
first kid?
People do, however, talk about the
19.
gay player
Where's
in
this
the
guy
NFL,
now?
the gay player in the NBA. They'll be
In
talking about that for
What?
probably that guy's entire
In,
career.
like,
'cause he's the first one to ever do it.
in like Pelican
And
Bay,
and the reason,
California.
the reason why it's a big
Yeah,
deal
I mean, does he
in
talk
that
to you?
situation,
Do
not
you
a big
guys
deal
have a
for Miss America,
relationship?
because
We
Miss
conversate.
America,
Does he see
that
his
whole pageant is a
children?
very fleeting
Absolutely
thing.
not.
Yeah,
No,
it comes
never.
around annually. Yeah, you get a lot of viewers.
So he
because,
never sees his children.
well, people just like to
Uh,
watch
does he
hot
pay child
girls
support?
compete against other hot girls. You know what I mean?
No,
but
no
other than
child
that,
support.
you will, you will
Patricia
never
O'Neal.
find someone talking about Miss
Yeah.
America after
So,
a week
Tamika, why
after
doesn't
the
he pay
show's
child
actually
support?
over. Am I wrong?
But you conversate with him.
No, we conversate only about.
You've
I mean,
heard
I
people
don't-
talk about
I
Miss
don't-
America
we don't have
a
those
week after it
Why
was
do you
over.
even give him the?
How about a
because
month after it
he
was over?
sends. I don't pay attention after that. That's it.
They should never get him. If he doesn't pay child support, I'm sorry. I
No,
pay child support.
I'm not saying
but
that
people
he
pay
doesn't
attention
pay
to football.
child support. He is behind. I mean,
we're
because you
talking
have
about-
that crap
If
all
you
the
pay
time
it-
on
We
TV.
won't
He
have
pays
any more
regularly every
football
month, or does
until
he, like,
August,
monthly?
but people are still
Okay,
obsessed
all right.
about what
So
the
he
Browns are
pays.
doing.
How far is
People
he
are still
behind? 8
obsessed
years?
about what their team's doing in their city
Of
right now.
course, because they want their team to win.
Because
Fine.
it's a
You know,
much
he's trying
bigger
to be a
deal
rapper.
I
than
thought
Miss
Of
America.
course, it's
California, they were pretty strict
football.
about
It's a
child
sport.
support. They like
Miss
you get
America
locked
is
up
not a
after like a
sport,
certain
so
amount
of
of
course
time.
it's not going to be as
Is that
big
true?
as some
Okay.
dude
We should
coming
look
out
into
and
it.
saying
Yeah.
he supports openly. They
I'll
take your
frame,
license.
I'll frame my argument in one more
Take your
different light.
license, which some of these
Would you
guys
give a
aren't.
shit if a C-list actor
They take your
or actress
license,
came out of the
huh?
closet?
Yeah.
Would you honestly
Did they
like,
take his
give a shit?
license?
No, it's
So he
a
doesn't
lot
have a
of them
license
that
right
came
now?
out.
Or is he just
Exactly,
caught up, or is he
exactly.
paying
No
now
one
to get
gives
a
a shit.
license?
Until he gets caught up.
Okay. Well,
I think that Miss America,
okay.
all
What's
the
his
people on
name?
that
Like,
are like
what's his name?
Z celebrities.
No one cares.
His first
No
name,
one
say it.
gives a fuck
If it's
about
funny,
Miss
that's why you're
America.
supposed to
And I'm
say it.
sorry,
Golden.
but they
Golden?
don't.
His name's Golden.
Like they
Like,
don't
his
give a
literal
fuck about
name
Miss
is
America.
Golden.
Miss America
names
is
her
the
kid
dumbest
Golden?
thing that probably
Is that his rap name,
ever
too?
done in America.
No,
Miss
his rap
America
name's Rick.
is like
No, I really want to know his rap name.
why other countries hate America. It's so stupid.
Well, I mean, we have Miss Universe, and
All of them are stupid. I hate
No,
the universe
it's
then because it's all stupid.
I agree, it's all stupid. But I'm saying the only reason why, yes, those like
Why
pageants
don't you
get
not
a
be
lot
as
of viewers,
stereotype?
but it's fleeting. No one gives a shit a week
Now,
later.
here's the thing.
No
Does
one.
he have rap
Right.
songs I can hear on
Now
YouTube
this
or
football
something?
guy,
No one gives a shit
Well,
before
no,
it
he
happens.
has-
No one's like, oh, I wonder
If
who's
he's a
going to
rapper,
win
he
this
should have
year.
songs out.
No
Right,
one-
oh my god!
SoundCloud,
Oh my god! Guess what's coming up in
It's
6 months,
It's
guys?
just something
Miss
that
America.
you know
I'm
something
serious.
that comes
I
on
swear, I
this
don't
time at
listen to
night,
his-
this
What-
time of
where
year.
does he
We're
live in
watching,
California?
and you sit there and you go, okay, well that happened.
Where could Carl
I'm gonna
look
move
him
on.
up on Facebook?
No, it doesn't affect you long term. You don't care about these
Where
people
could
long
Carl
term.
Right.
on-
You don't
on
have any
SoundCloud.
history
What's
or
his
repertoire
Well, if we
with these
find his
people long
Facebook,
term.
They're normally
Nobody
dumb.
cares.
I need to
And,
know.
and honestly, like, name me last year's Miss America.
Yeah, go right now.
I don't know. I don't
Like,
watch Miss
no one,
America.
no one.
Then why are you so concerned about
So
it?
why'd you
No,
put the story then?
I'm not
Stop it.
so
Just
concerned
enough,
about it.
man.
It's
It's
just the
played out.
one that came
It's
out.
played out.
Dude,
Dude, the gangster rap shit's played out, man. Even
I
though
already know that. That's why I said I don't listen to it. I understand
Is he
what
a
you
gang
guys
member?
are saying.
Henchman
but
of
I'm
the
saying
we're
it
not
is
talking
still-
even the gang
it
members
was
are not trying to be like
yeah,
gangsters.
they
Oh, you
trying
had
to
a
be
face.
They're trying to be playboys.
I know.
They're trying to be a playboy.
I'm gonna have our sound guy do
Such
it.
New thing.
freaking
News
double
fail.
standard.
It's not a double standard.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. What is the double standard? Because it's not a man.
The fact that we just like
I'm good
went on
on
a
that.
diatribe about this,
Here's the thing,
and
though.
she
It
still
doesn't have
says,
these
"Oh, it's a
songs
double
out here. It's
standard."
like-
No,
It is.
Now it says
No, it's
how
not.
Please enlighten us.
when Ellen DeGeneres came out of the closet, it was a huge deal.
Huge.
Of course, because
When Jodie Foster came out of the
hello,
closet, it was a
everybody,
huge
9
deal.
times out of
It's
10
not a double
knew Ellen
standard.
was already gay.
Affiliates, our
We just
goal
want to hear
is to
her come
provide
out and say
community
it.
Well, that's a
great
straw man
community
argument.
service.
No,
You
our goal
can't
is
say it's
to
a double
give the
standard.
starving
When
artists somewhere to
women,
get all
celebrities,
their
or like a
musical
certain
needs
status
met.
of like a woman
Recording,
celebrity comes out of the closet,
mixing,
is a huge
mastering,
deal.
editing, promotion,
But that's why I gave you
booking,
the
social
analogy
media
of like a
promotion, and many
C-list
others.
actor or
We
actress. No one
constantly
gives a
strive
shit.
to
Like,
exceed
oh,
your
okay,
expectations.
guy's gay.
With our
Who gives a
wide
shit?
range
I've seen
of
him in like
products
maybe
and
one
services,
movie
you're sure
ever.
to find exactly
You
what
know,
you're
I don't
looking
care.
for.
I know exactly.
It's even more of that with Miss America.
Listen, what is the double standard?
No, I'm trying
Tell
to find,
tell
like,
us what the
there's
double
nothing on here.
standard
Okay, wait a
is.
minute. I see it. Wait.
I just
About
feel
us,
you
content,
guys are
products, and
saying
services.
that
No, but you're
a
saying
guy
he's a rapper,
coming out
right?
being gay is more important than
Okay,
a female
so
coming
I need
out.
to
She's only hearing what she wants to hear.
We just named two women off the top of our heads that came out of the closet. Guess who else was a huge deal?
No.
Here's my ear. Here's the other ear.
We just got here.
Guess who else that just came out of the closet was a huge deal?
I'm not finding anything for henchmen.
You don't even know.
affiliates, media.
So you're concerned about her coming out of the closet, but you don't know the big actress that came out of the closet.
Ellen
like,
Page?
Yes, Ellen Page came out of the closet. That was way bigger.
That
than,
was not a big big deal. Everybody
that
knew
was.
she was a lesbian.
I didn't know she was a lesbian.
Samika, you're telling me that wasn't a bigger deal
It
than
was not.
that?
They talked about it for like a day. Oh, guess what? Juno star Ellen Page is a lesbian. She came out.
Travis
Woo,
Barker's
woo, woo.
adopted brother.
Next.
Here's the difference. You'll be seeing Ellen Page in movies.
So he's
10 years
actually a
from
rapper,
now.
though. He's not just
If everything goes
doing
right. Yeah,
stuff.
she's a great actress. Why
She
wouldn't
is
you?
a great actress, but I'm saying when's the
You'll
last
be
time
seeing
something
you'll
that
be
I
seeing
need to
her
cover?
in movies 10 years from now. You will
terribly
never hear
fucking
about
awful
Miss
is it?
America
I already know it's
2014
awful.
ever again.
So,
I
but
mean,
you
I
said
can
it's
just already
because
tell, and
men.
I-
But she does porn.
Listen, you said because men.
The henchman affiliates
We
are out to get
were
Mahogany
saying men
Fur.
coming out of the
Fuck
closet
you.
is more important. But everyone we're
'Cause I
talking
was
about has
reading- I
not
was
been a
looking at
man.
a lot of stuff,
So you
and the
can't say it's a
GDs are
double
out to
standard
get,
because everyone we're saying right now is a
You just
woman.
said two women.
that who
You
shot
said
his
Ella.
Three.
Yeah,
You
If
said
you,
two
listeners, if you don't know what
Ellens
we're talking about,
and
Rick Ross's
who was the
car,
third person?
his Bentley or
Foster?
Maybach.
Jodie
Foster.
Literally,
she
I'm not making that up.
she
It was
all
like one
but
of those
said
things
she's
about
lesbian.
cars.
Yeah.
She has
It
been
got
for
literally
decades.
shot up in Miami,
So
Florida.
it can't be a double standard if we mention one guy and 3 women to your one Miss
And,
America
and,
fan.
and the only reason I even mentioned that
It was
one
under
guy
a
is
year
because
ago. It
he's
was
going
Two
to
guys.
the
What
NFL.
2 guys? What 2 guys?
Mark mentioned the NBA
Rick
guy.
Ross said that
Oh, okay, fair enough. But the only reason I don't even know the NBA guy's name. The only reason I mentioned those two is because they're going into a masculine
Wait, what's Rick Ross?
dominated
One's
sport.
already in a masculine
Can you do a Rick Ross voice?
sport. The NBA guy.
I'm a boss.
I'm
Yeah, but he just came
You
out
gotta
though.
get your fat
Right,
voice on.
so
Yeah,
I'm just saying
boss.
he's been playing as a
I'm a
gay
boss.
man for years.
I'm
He
a
just
boss, you know
finally
what I'm saying?
came
You
out
know
and said,
what I'm
"Hey,
saying?
I'm
You're
out."
just mad because
I'm
it's
not
it's
mad.
You're just mad
I
because
don't
it's
have
not.
a reason to be
It doesn't
mad.
seem
I'm
as
not-
important to us as it does to you.
No,
So
I'm not
why?
saying that.
Actually,
What
I-
I said
so I
was that it
researched
seems like
this,
to
right?
me, okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Do you know why
have
they're
the
actually
first
after
gay
him?
NBA
Because he
player to come
fucking
out.
the
Then you have the first
the person that started the
openly,
Gangster Disciples
NFL player
is
to come out.
Rick Ross.
But yet,
The actual
it's
Rick
another.
Ross. Is he really? Yes,
It's a
that's
female
I didn't know
that
the Rick
came out
Ross was,
as
yeah,
Miss
yeah.
America
The Rick
and
Ross.
she said, "Hey, I'm a lesbian."
Wait, I thought Rick Ross was from
You got. It's
California.
like you got.
So
some-
actually, let me ask
Okay,
you this.
Tamika, I'm gonna. I don't want to like jump on you because I feel like we're jumping on you right now. So I'm gonna
What is this,
speak in your defense.
1992?
I get it.
G-Clip.
It's a president. It is definitely a president
Ruthless Records.
with a C, not an S.
A precedent?
You know
A
what's funny,
precedent.
man? You know what's funny?
Talking
LA
fail.
rappers.
Yeah.
No, it's not just LA. It's
I
California
understand it
rappers
is a
in general.
precedent, but
They're like on average like 5.
no one
10
cares.
years behind.
And the
on,
and
like,
the reason why
modern
I'm
rap.
saying that is
like
my
there's
original
still
question
some,
was
like,
why
some
didn't you
gangster
talk
shit,
about
like,
Michael
like
Sam or the
driving
NBA
and
player?
shit, like,
But you're talking
no
about
one
her.
else
never came up in our
all
news
that
stories
shit
ever.
anymore, dude.
Is this a rap name? Frankie
And the Michael
Knuckles?
Sam thing's been all over the media.
Right.
Have you heard about what
Exactly.
what the
G-Clip,
recent like
AKA
scandal?
Frankie
No,
Knuckles.
he apparently he has dick pics out. Dick pics
We need to
out.
get those and put them on our website.
That's newsworthy.
You
know,
message him.
if you
and
actually
the
follow
guy.
what's trending, she would have had that.
Right.
Takeover
Why would I
coming
want to sit
soon.
up here and look at this man?
Hasn't that name been already used?
It doesn't
like,
matter.
8
It's
times
you
by
follow
8
what's
different
trending,
rappers?
what people are actually interested in.
Everything's a takeover, but
We
it's
are
Okay,
in media.
bitch was
Yo,
trending, okay?
We're
but-
taking over.
Yo,
Yahoo
this dude
News.
hard as fuck.
Look, I can go to all the news sites right now. The only one that's going to have that is Yahoo
This
News.
shit go hard.
Yo,
I
that's
guarantee
such
it.
a hard.
I went. To,
son.
I'll go to CNN right now. Ready?
I'm gonna
CNN,
play.
go
I think I
TMZ,
found.
All right.
there's
Well,
something.
TMZ is not
I
news.
found something.
It's not. Please don't
No,
make me
I
use that
could
as
be
a
saying
source
I found
ever
something
for
to play
anything.
something that's not
You know
him at all
what?
because I might be
TMZ
joking.
tells us that Justin
Paris
Bieber,
Hilton.
I might have
Justin
found-
Bieber was wearing a hat the
But
other day.
see, that was what Channel
Or I might have
19 used
found
to use as
One
a
of
news
his
source.
You
All
mean,
right, see you
excuse
later.
me.
All right.
You mean 19 Action News? Thank
Yes.
you.
Like real mafia.
All right, I'm going to read through all of these right here. Ready? Real quick.
Now here's
Bill
the other thing I
passed
don't get.
banning
All right.
upskirting. Cops. Family stole $7 million of
A
goods.
henchman
Sheriff
is the
urges
bottom of the
charges
barrel.
in Hernandez fight.
In the
Alleged
mafia.
Bitcoin creator in car
any
chase.
kind of gang
Twitter
thing.
bans
Yeah, but
porn
so-
videos and
Stop.
Vine.
So, but I know. Why
Upskirt.
do these
That's
rappers wanna be
newsworthy.
the bottom
That's
of
something
the
we can
barrel?
like talk about.
Pistor-
Yo, I'm
The
a
Bitcoin
henchman.
thing.
I'm
That's
the
something
guy
we
who
could
does
talk
all the
about.
dirty
Pistorius
work while the
gets
other
trials,
guys-
gets
I'm a
grizzly.
thug.
Pistorius cries,
I'm
gags
the
in
guy who
court.
does all the
How
dirty
Lady
work while the
Gaga
other guy
saves
takes
boxer's
the
life.
for everything.
Senator
Push
brings
it
rifle to
down.
GOP
Shut
meeting.
up first.
Meet the world's
And
richest
there's a guy
woman.
named Frankie
El Nino
Knuckles
may bring
already
good
that's
weather
DJ
news.
and
Baby
it's
left in
Right,
toilet.
that's
Now
why it's
27 is
not
curious
him.
about who his mom is.
Yeah.
Millions of Getty photos now free online. Mom drives van.
Yeah.
3 kids into the waves. See
All right, I
desperate
cannot
effort to pull
find
kids
any
out.
music. So apparently
Second
he
baby
doesn't
possibly
make
cured
any
of
music, he's a
HIV.
rapper.
Woman arrested in
That's
Bieber,
what-
in
Dude, I'm a
Bieber's
fucking
rental.
rapper. You just came
Military
from
sex
track
assault
shit.
Bill Block.
You know,
I don't see
Yo, I did
anything
find something,
actually
though.
on
Yo.
legitimate
I did
news
find
story
something so amazing
here
I gotta
about
play
it
it.
at all. U.S. Let's see. U.S. top news stories in the U.S. Flying KKK flag is patriotic? Question mark. Man charged in Holly Bobo case. Bin Laden's son-in-law trial opens. Crews rescues stranded Cubans. arrested, and General may plead guilty in court-martial.
I would love to fuck.
Let's see. I read all the top news on CNN, and it says nothing about some fucking girl coming out of the closet that is the fucking Miss America.
I really think, you know what, and that's what pisses me off. Whenever I do something as far as you guys,
That's not true.
That is
not true.
I think this is the second time we've ever said that. Nobody cares
Ever.
about it. And since August when you came on. Did you come in August or July? I think it was earlier than that. June, yeah, June. Since June.
Yeah.
You've been here longer than Liz was here. And we've said something to you twice about what you say in the news. We said shit about what Liz said in
About
the
the
news
stories you
every
pick.
day.
Yeah. So I think you have a great track record.
Really good. I'm not trying to knock your track record.
Don't do your little thing where we're out to destroy you.
No, it's just this. This seems stupid and pointless to talk about, and we're still talking about it. So you win.
See, here's the thing, Tamika. Here's the thing, Tamika. I was like,
asshole.
I was like reading a lot of news
So,
stories
hey,
this week,
does
and I was
somebody
like, I
wanna go
wonder if
downstairs and
Tamika's
let
going to
someone
bring
in
this
the
one up.
studio?
I wonder
'Cause
if
there's
Tamika's going to
someone
bring
coming
that
in
one up.
Right now.
And I had a nagging feeling that like, she's not going to talk about any of this. She's not going to pull any of this.
Oh, you're bringing us some beats? I really don't have time to sit
Yeah,
up
Beats
and
by
look
Dre.
at news stories.
Well, you signed on to this job.
I know
I
that,
just got
and
a
that's what I
Facebook
do. I
message
try
that
to
said the
find
song
news
We're waiting for her
stories.
to. I'm waiting for her to be like, well, I quit.
Out there
All right,
radio.
you signed up to do this job.
Yeah.
Free.
So when you say you don't have time,
Well, I mean, then maybe, hey, look, maybe our friend. This isn't the right place for you, Tamika. I mean, maybe you should just quit.
That's the
what you
only
want.
song.
Not-
ever
no.
I've
So
actually
you bring
heard.
Liz back.
Auto tune makes you sound worse. It's so
No, Carl's fucking with you. We don't want you to quit. We love you. We're just giving you. We're just busting your balls right now because
busting.
you need to.
Okay, so it was one news story that when I tried to do an actual news story, Carl fucking calls Moose.
That is true. That is true. That was
Yes,
some bullshit.
and
Yeah,
that
no.
was a good story. And you
That
can't
was-
say that it wasn't.
That was
No,
a
I
part.
agree it was good, and it was
But
retarded.
we'll blame it on the pot.
It
We'll
was
blame it on the
fucked
pot.
up.
We'll blame it on the pot.
It was totally fucked up that I did that, but I'm Carl. What do you want?
I don't care.
No excuse.
No, that's
Bullshit.
the biggest excuse.
No.
It wasn't that I was high. The excuse was that I'm me. So
She pulled out another news story. Should we let her give it a go?
let's do it.
Oh, no, throw a tantrum.
I'm a Nubian princess.
Would you like me to read it?
No, I'll read it.
This guy did this one thing one time, and then he did another thing. He's Mr. America.
No, it's actually
Hey,
about
real quick, before I forget my point. Before I forget my point.
the hell. This
Do you know
sounds
how
like some
I
Kevin
seen
Hart
when I so panicked like no
Not
one
sure
has
who
any
made
news
it.
stories? I'll send you guys news stories, but I'll go a step further and I'll send Carl music beds. I'll
I
send
didn't do
him
that
like
today. I
audio-
apologize if you sent those. I did not.
I'm actually done doing it because they never get played. I waste my time doing it.
Don't stop.
No, I am going to stop. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God, it's a huge waste of my time for it not to get played. And I'm not holding it against you guys, but
I'll play it.
No, but here's my thing. That's my job's not the news, but your job is the news. Why don't you if you're going to find a story, why don't you send it to us, something
But I
relevant
did send
in
it
the
to you
story.
guys. I sent this whole thing to
No,
you.
you're not listening. Listen. You can also send little clips that might be funny, little music beds. Like if it's a drug story,
that
find
was,
a beat,
a guy named
smoking
Two Guns.
song.
I
You
can't
know,
find
so Carl can play it
Golden
in the
Barker
background while you're
anywhere,
reading it.
or
It just makes
what
the
is his
listener
name?
more
G-Clip?
interested.
G-Clip. Is he in a gang?
Okay.
Not that I know of, but these
Where did he
days,
grow
you know.
up?
Anything?
I'm
Nothing?
listening. I know you were down
Where?
Cleveland Heights.
Cleveland. Really gangster in Cleveland Heights.
But he moved to Long Beach and then he came back.
It's really real gangster in Cleveland Heights, though. Don't you think?
It's so gay.
It's
I said,
almost
really?
like
Okay.
Machine Gun Kelly coming out of Shaker.
Or Kid Cudi. What is
Yeah,
that for?
Where did Kid Cudi come from?
Am I supposed
Shaker.
to say something after
Now,
that?
okay, I will give you that Cleveland Heights might be a little bit like
out.
Shaker and Cleveland Heights are almost the same place
Right.
to me, anyways.
I-
It's not.
if you expect me to
it's
read
not
news
what
over
you're
that,
thinking,
I'm not
where you
gonna
hear
do it.
gangsta shit come out of like Cleveland Heights and
Exactly.
Shaker.
I'm not.
It's kind of silly,
I don't care.
like Machine Gun Kelly holding his Glock or some shit.
Right,
When he says
and
that
he's from
shit-
Shaker.
No. You know what Machine Gun Kelly was doing? He was going to school and he was hanging out with his buddies and he was like drinking and partying and stuff like that. He wasn't Machine Gun Kelly. Probably the only time Machine Gun Kelly ever held a Glock
was after he became famous, and someone was like, "You want to hold my gun?" Like that was the only time Machine Gun Kelly ever was a
He was
gangster
like,
for
let me
real.
take a picture.
If you're from Cleveland Heights, if you're from Shaker, you are not a
Okay.
gangster.
So moving on.
All right. That was the news by Tamika.
No, I know some fucking skulls from Cleveland Heights. Shaker. That's
No,
arguable.
I gotta cut that up as a
Cleveland
clip
Heights
though.
in a place where there's real thugs, and they're gonna be like, "Fuck."
Fuck you guys.
No,
If you
I
think that I'm
I
gonna.
think about it.
I got two words for you.
Come on. No other sounds. If
I
you
know
think I'm
some
gonna.
real
Nobody's
ones.
saying anything.
Do it.
I was
Okay.
gonna say that because I grew up here in Cleveland Heights. It is.
No, I know some
And
dudes.
Tamika, you're the
I wasn't
one.
asking you to.
Of course, I'm but yet you couldn't like I know
shootings
you
in
know.
Cleveland Heights.
But
No, we're
from
just
yeah.
we're just
Right.
waiting
But
for
I
you
mean,
to
there's
like
shootings
defend
in, like,
yourself.
fucking-
They're
Yeah.
robberies. No,
It was
bro.
like-
They're robberies.
Yeah,
It
but
was-
there's not robberies.
All right,
like
get
in
out.
East
I'm just
Cleveland,
kidding.
Cleveland Heights.
Why don't
Not
you
like
just
fucking
quit?
shootings
Why don't you just turn in your
Cleveland Heights
resignation,
like there are
print his
now.
paper
There's-
2
it's
weeks in
way-
advance
No,
now?
Well, no one's
so
arguing that
whoever you
Cleveland Heights
guys
is-
talked
is
to
not
last
right.
year, which
Shaker?
I just finally
Shaker's like the richest place in the city.
Yes.
there.
Well,
Hey, listen, I never
Shaker
agreed
has a
to
ghetto.
Liz. That's all crawl.
It's
Wait, who said
Lee
Tamika's not
Road,
there? What?
South of,
Right.
It's
You
north of Lee
played
Road.
that little
right.
game
Shaker
that you
does have a
play,
ghetto.
you know,
When
where
you
you gave
think
the
of
little
Machine Gun
answers
Kelly, do you
and
think of
whatever,
anything
and some
other than
chick,
like a
I don't
little
know
white
who
boy,
we talked
or do you
to,
think
but she
of
was
like?
Well,
Gangster
I
rapper
knew him, so no, he's a complete poser.
Right.
place.
Right, he's
Who
a
was that? I
complete-
don't
I don't
remember
know.
that.
But I just
I do
recently
remember that, but I don't have no
listened
idea
to
who
that.
that
Shots at
was.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Katie?
Because I like him. I think he's talented.
He is talented.
Do your thing, dude. But I came in
It was a caller.
halfway through the conversation.
It was a
I don't
caller?
know what you guys
Yeah.
are arguing about. But what I'm saying is like
Who's your little
if he's like trying to claim he's a thug, which as far as I know,
I
he's
would
never
remember if
claimed
it was
he's
my
a thug.
friend.
No,
So
but
I
some
think it
of
was
his
just
raps are
somebody.
like, yo, I got my Glock
But,
cocked
I
up your
mean,
asshole, or something
maybe
like
they
that.
were right.
He
Maybe-
does. He
no.
says that.
He does not.
He does
not say he has a
So
He's
bad.
talking about his Glock cocked in your asshole.
I would-
and you're like, "No, what, dude?
I can't say what I was going to say right now because it will ruin this right now. Tamika, I mean,
man.
maybe she was right,
He's
and
never said that
maybe
he's
you
a
aren't
gangster.
there when we need you
That's-
to be there,
no,
and maybe even when you're here, you're not
I
really
don't
there
know.
when we
I
need you to
feel
be
like-
here.
Because
How am
you know
I
why,
not
dude?
here
He
when
knows that you can't get away with that shit nowadays. I know him.
Right.
1,000 people.
I don't know
that
if you
he's
like
not about that
messing with
life.
me Straight up because you too. know
Right.
I'm just like
No,
that's what
I
I'm
really, you
doing
might be right
now,
because all of his
or
songs
what.
here,
I just think
except
that's
for
what
like the
you're doing.
freestyles,
So
are like
I'm going to,
breaking
like,
news, home soon, I know, baby, and things like that. Because he can't claim like I'm gangsta.
No, he's
But he also claims he's from Cleveland. And he's not. He's from fucking Texas. Fuck that guy.
he's been in Cleveland for quite. Why are you hating on Machine Gun
He
Kelly?
moved to
Not
Cleveland
laced.
when he was
Just
like
take a hit.
40.
Come on, you
He
said you
moved to
would.
Cleveland when he
Such
was
a liar.
PCP,
You're such a liar. Oh my god.
I just said
what
they
you're
take
saying,
random
man.
drug tests.
The kid
But why would
came
you
when
tell
he
me
was
you were going to do
14
that?
years old.
14
I was.
So
I didn't
he
really
spent
think
his
you had
entire
it though.
teenage years
I lied.
in Cleveland,
You
Ohio.
guys got
4 years
weed.
till he was an
You're the
adult.
most
Here.
impressionable
No, I'm
kid
lying.
He spent the rest of it
You
in
lied about
Midtown,
that.
Texas.
I wish you could.
All right.
So to say he's like some
All
like
right,
urban
yeah.
motherfucking
Any
cool
closing
kid,
arguments? You
he's
decide.
not.
If not, let's
He
move
was
on.
pretty
Tamika,
urban when
this is
I
the
when
last
I
news
knew
you're
him.
ever going to read on this
I
radio
mean, you wouldn't
station.
look twice at him, but when he opened his mouth, he was pretty urban. And when I say urban,
Wait,
I love how that's a white
Y'all
coat
suck.
turns to black
Right,
now.
urban.
Fuck y'all. She whispers it all the time.
No, Spreaker says some raunchy shit. I'm not surprised she actually says half the stuff she says.
I don't like any
I
of the
probably
songs,
wouldn't
but
say
I'm not gonna lie.
he's a
All right,
talented
Tamika,
rapper.
I want
I'm
you
not
to
gonna
do me a
like, you know,
favor.
say whatever
Read the
you're
news,
saying.
baby.
You know, I don't,
It's all
I'm not
good. We
offended
love you.
today. I don't like any of his music.
I'll
Come
tell
on,
you,
get
he's a
crunk.
talented rapper, but I think it's all fucking phony. His
Like-
Cleveland, everything he's so
How is that phony?
I can bounce.
It's like how do I try to
So in
It's
Youngstown,
like-
we had these
he's a
closing
poser.
arguments
He's a poser.
of the
Here's the thing about
modern
Machine
day
Gun Kelly.
state.
He's saying he's repping Cleveland, but it's the cool
So
thing to do
Clayton
in
Bisbee.
Cleveland is to rep Cleveland.
The
Right, you know what I'm saying?
liberation.
Like,
No, it's
in
only
the
cool
trial
to
of two
Clevelanders.
people.
It's not
That's
cool to
right.
anybody else.
Where do you think he's famous? He's
woman
famous
for
in
2
fucking
years.
Cleveland. He's not famous.
No, he's famous.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
No, stop.
No.
Go look
No.
at his album sells.
Closing
He's
arguments
famous
are slated
across the
to
country.
begin today.
He sells.
While the jurors
You're talking out your ass right now.
in the Youngstown
Bullshit,
Federal
bullshit.
You're talking out your ass right now.
said
Everyone-
Care rated the
it was Country Muscle knew who MGK
forcing her
was.
and
Yeah.
her
Country
daughter to
Muscle
live
knew
in a
who MGK
locked
was.
Dude, he's
basement
famous across the
in the
country.
northern
He's
Ohio
not
town
like
of
he's not like
famous
One of
though.
the two defendants
people
denied
know
the
who he is.
allegations
He's
on
not Chip the
Wednesday.
Ripper.
No,
Dude,
he's not.
everyone
He's
knows
not.
who he
Everybody
is.
knows
He
who
ain't
he is.
Gucci
Free to
Mane.
go as she
He know Gucci Mane, all right?
And at
Bro.
times
Well, that's what you're saying. You might as well be saying Gucci Mane's only famous in Atlanta. Like,
By
get
the
the
way,
fuck out
by
of
the
here.
way, by the way, I
No
wa-
one outside of
Wait,
Atlanta's heard of
I don't know any of this
I watched the
backstory.
Gucci
What is
Mane
going on
show,
here?
video
Well,
the
what
other day. It was
happened
fucking
was-
awesome.
It's the
What
best.
happened was
Here's the beginning of the video, right? It like came
That
over the screen was like a
Jessica Hunt
promo
and
for his
Jordy
album, and it said
Callahan
"Coming
were
November."
they
B-U-R-R. It was
The
fucking
guy's name is
awesome.
Jordan.
I love
Jordan.
Gucci
It was
Mane.
awesome.
I
That
love
was
Gucci
like
Mane.
the classic, the most classic thing I've ever seen in my life.
took
Like,
a mentally disabled woman
I
and
used
her
to. Okay,
child
listen.
hostage.
I'm in
They
a like
stole
a crux.
from her
I
bank account.
hate
They
what
also
Gucci
kept
Mane
her there
stands
for like
for.
almost 2
I hate that he
months.
destroys the
They
lives
claimed that
of
she
young
was
black
free to go,
impressionable
but this
teenagers
woman
who think
was
that, like, that's their way to
locked up
fame
in
and
this
money
basement with
is
her
by
son.
following that bullshit because it's not. It's a dead end.
So
he's 1% of
How
the
old was his son?
He was 6.
Right. There's 1,000 Gucci Manes in prison.
Brr.
So
Okay.
they actually
But-
kidnapped him.
He's
Yeah,
fucking
obviously.
entertaining as shit.
No, I mean they kidnapped him.
Yes.
I love his music.
Like, so
I
they
love
had
watching
no
on
connection
YouTube.
prior.
Right,
is what you're
no
saying.
What have we become a music
Wow.
like critique show? I think.
Dude, what is-
Turn into that.
What is going with like Ohioans? Like, just take another
Take
human.
another Ohio.
Was it in Youngstown?
Yeah, it was in Youngstown.
No, Ashland.
Ashland.
No, Ashland.
Jesus,
The
I don't know,
case
man.
was actually in Youngstown, but it was actually in Ashland.
I have no idea what's going on.
So they kidnapped her in Ashland and took her back to Youngstown.
No, the case was
Oh.
It actually happened.
I will go down and say
Crazy.
that.
What is going on lately, man?
I don't.
I have no
mean,
idea.
think he
People like to
sounds
take
rapper.
people, though. I mean,
You
it's
know
been
what
going on
else?
forever.
You know what
I
else
don't
blows my mind though?
necessarily think that he
How
is
like a
true to
couple
himself with
can
what he's
agree
doing.
to
I
that.
think he's doing
Right.
more for the,
Hey,
Hey,
you want to
honey.
kidnap a bitch?
And our son.
normal.
Like, could you ever imagine any girlfriend you've ever
I
had,
think I've told this story before.
like
I
being
believe
like
it was MGK,
plotting
not
with you to
sure,
like take another
who
like
came up to me
person
before
and
one
just
of my band shows.
have
Can you
them.
imagine if it was the girl that came to you and said that? Hey, look,
It's happened. It's happened,
has
dude.
happened.
kidnap
Yeah.
these motherfuckers right now.
Hey, man,
Actually,
Like,
that's
I
who
was wondering if I
initiated
could
the
The
situation.
the
open
baby
Jessica
takers,
Hunt.
you know.
and we said, okay, go
People
for it.
are insane, man.
We're
There's
rapping
something
about
going
people
on
wearing
around
girl
in the
pants.
water. I mean, people
That
have
was
always
the-
been kidnapped,
I think
but like,
that was MGK. I'm
I mean,
not
obviously we have the
100%
media to
sure.
tell
He
us
didn't have
more
the
and
tattoos
more
yet,
about
obviously.
people being
He didn't have
kidnapped.
the
Often it
tattoos
actually
when you
happens.
sat
I mean,
next to
but
it.
I think that it's.
So-
I don't think there's a rise in it.
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
I
with
mean,
you.
but,
we're just more aware of it now.
But in general,
Then 95%.
Just
I don't
blows my
understand.
mind,
I don't
dude.
understand. Like I
Right,
never
but
thought.
The
you know,
balls you would have to
The other
have.
rappers
Right.
too.
Let's be honest.
The other rappers are
It's
going.
reverse racism.
Yeah, it is.
gotta go.
The other rappers aren't going.
Yeah,
like,
man. It's
This
been
is an awful
it's just-
show.
it
It's been our
seems
time.
More
It's pretty
fake
awful.
than
Last week was
even
like A
Rick
plus.
Ross.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
This is like
say
a
that right
D.
now.
But you love Rick
Yeah.
Ross.
Yeah.
Rick
Or
Ross
maybe a
is
C.
being a hypocrite.
It's
Rick
not-
Ross
it's not an
is
F.
being-
And you know the
You
thing
love
is,
his
they can all be
music.
great.
You do.
Yeah, it's
Some of my
good,
favorite
though.
radio
Like,
shows and
but I've never heard
podcasts,
you go to
they'll have
break
their
for 30
amazing
seconds
ones and they'll have
right now
some.
about how
I
Rick
could,
Ross.
I,
this-
I could go.
But
You
you need to set
I
the
could go on
we
a
need to
rant
set the
about
bar
Rick Ross right now.
higher.
Dude, they're all fake.
And we are
They're
having a
all
business
fake.
You're the only
meeting
one
this
that's not
coming
fake.
week. Now.
Well, that has something to do with the actual show.
I know.
You know,
Dude,
But
listen,
we
like
can
some
talk
behind
about
the
that
scenes
too.
stuff, yeah.
Hands down, the
Yes,
only
we
one that's
can.
not fake.
We should.
Eazy-E.
Easy died of AIDS. And
I
that's pretty
just
funny.
Now that I'm done with training, I feel like I can get more involved
What?
again.
Who thinks that's funny?
Oh, I get it. Always get it.
Why would you think
Yeah,
AIDS
because I've been
is
a little
funny?
bit like out
I
of it
think
since
Easy
training's
Died
very,
from
very
AIDS is
rough.
pretty funny.
Once now I'm on the floor and stuff. It's really
Is that-
easy.
is that
Well,
maybe
you
a
know,
bad
you're the host and we're the co-hosts. So.
I'm back, baby.
The reason
Are
why I
you?
think it's funny is because
Are you? Are you really?
half of Eazy-E's
Let's get
songs
nuts!
were about like
All right.
nasty,
Anyways, this was
like,
Mahogany Fur. Next
raunchy
week, I have a feeling we will be on at
Yeah.
7:30.
And look
I
where
just-
it got you.
Are you sure?
I want to move the show back to 7, but I want to make sure I can get here and get everything ready by 7. I think 7:30 gives me time to get home and us to talk about what we're going to talk about
I think
first.
7:30 is a good time.
I also think
You're not rushing.
I also think we should have a meeting once a week about the show, so we can discuss.
We could do it
The
bi.
show.
We could do it bi-weekly.
That would work.
Apparently, because we're all busy people.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on.
I'd like to discuss
This is
the
the
show
nastiest
before
rock
the
you've
show,
ever made.
like on a Wednesday or
We need,
Tuesday.
well, at the very least, dude, we need at the very least 10 minutes at least before every
I
show
want
to
half
have
an
a
hour.
rigid structure.
I want half an hour.
We don't need a half an hour. We need we just need an outline. Like imagine like the show's a paper, like a paper.
Let's go talk about this at the bar.
We need a very basic outline.
I could.
Let's go talk about it.
Like they're both like
Guys, if you're listening to this podcast, we apologize.
Yes, maybe I won't even put it on Spreaker, but I am.
Put it on. Yeah.
Remember, the first person to email
No
me.
show's better than, or a shitty show's better than no show.
Remember, the first person to email me, WTMCCleveland@gmail.com.
Yeah, fuck
that
y'all.
you want to go on the Mahogany and Fur Turd Cruise
Bugs and Harmony, more money,
in
more power.
October.
That wasn't my song.
Trying to say
The
that without
malaria
laughing.
cruise.
The malaria cruise. When you're going to get, what's that disease where you poop all the time?
Guys, I'm back.
Malaria?
No, the other one. Norovirus.
Dysentery.
Fuck Dr. Dre.
Norovirus.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the
Yo,
new one going
Come
around.
on the norovirus cruise with us in October. The first person to email
No,
me
I am Easy E. Fuck you.
and say you want to go
All right, before we go,
is
into
going to
this,
get a
I
free
wanna
ticket
make
to a
statement.
cruise in October. I'm not telling you the dates till we
I can
figure them
hear
out
that-
because
that
I don't know them.
into me,
But
like-
And we'll call Steve and he'll fill us in and we'll hang up on him again.
and we're
my
going to have
statement
Steve give
is
you all the
on
details.
Something that has been
That'd be
happening
fun,
over the last
wouldn't it?
week.
Like Steve's
And,
like, hello. Well, the
It's
cruise is
funny.
October 6th through the 17th.
I won't expect a
guys.
lot of minorities.
There's not going to be any black people on the cruise except Mark and
go
Tamika.
in the living room.
Um,
I'll go.
but we don't have to talk to him.
He's so submissive.
And get the microphone.
I'm
for
going
you
to bring my
and
gun,
some headphones.
and just
You
in
guys
case
don't know
things
if
get
this is
rowdy
real,
because there are black people on the black
Whack.
people.
Whack.
What is he, Asian now?
And I plan to stand my ground.
Yeah, I plan
Oh,
to
maybe
stand my
that will
ground
work
if Tamika
because it's
goes
only
nuts.
13 minutes from now. Thank
She will
God.
break into my quarters
Dr. Dre will read the news
and try
find
and
someone
steal
way
my
better to
weapon,
do the
but
news, and we can
she
get
won't
Tamika
take
out.
it from my cold dead
You're
fingers.
still getting the voter. She's
Yeah,
mad.
really? Wouldn't that be funny as shit?
Hey, no pressure, but
So,
Thanks for listening,
no,
guys.
but for affirmative action.
all right,
wrap
tune
it up.
in
Yes,
tomorrow or next
I
week.
promise you next show will be much better than this.
what'd you say?
I said for affirmative action.
know.
I need her to be
No, I guarantee it.
You're
me
so-
too.
I guarantee
I
it.
know, but
Yeah, Mark is here, so that's your problem.
I know, but I need 2 to 1.
That sucked dick. Oh, wait, I'm still on.
So, hey, Dr. Dre, you are going to be reading the news. You have to leave the show in 13 minutes. Yes, you are. And if you don't, you have to sit on the phone.